Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here for the post-review MUFC Unfiltered podcast on a Sunday night. We're going to be consistent because, that's about the best consistency you're going to get or the best quality you're going to get right now. So big up to everyone locked in right now. If you could do me a favor, I know, it's been a bad watch, but you know what? The best or the least you could do for us guys is hit the like button on the video right now. So if you don't know where it is, it should be in the bottom of your corner. Looks like a thumb right there. Just hit that like button and let's get the algorithm up. But fellas, first and foremost, like I say, forget football. How's everyone? Ash, good to see you and your son today as well. Big up, man. How are you, man?
Yeah, it was excited to see you today, Saeed. So it was nice to see you for a quick minute. But yeah, kid loved it. He absolutely buzzed off just being inside Old Trafford. I took him for the first time. And yeah, it was mega for him. God. It was just a shame he didn't get to hear the roar of Old Trafford. That's the thing, do you know what I mean? And the game was a bit dead, but it was because it was his first time. He was excited about all the little things, just the players being close. He was screaming at the referee and all that. So it was fun. And I'm getting to swear, do you know what I mean? Just getting to swear and shout obscenities, do you know what I mean? So he was buzzing with that. But yeah, I had a good day. Other than that, like looking at the actual football on the football field, it was painful. I'm just like, I was worried that was scaring him away. Do you know what I mean? So it was one of them situations. But yeah, now all good. Nice to see you as always, Flawless and Double A and that on the chat. Make sure you get them likes and stuff, and always good to be excited. So yeah, looking forward to the show.
Yeah, man. Big up my guy Double A, man. We just left each other only an hour ago, but yeah, man. It started off as an eventful day, but then then that was it.
Yeah, big up to everyone. Obviously, yourself, Saeed. My twin Ash, and obviously my hype man Flawless, the best chat on YouTube. Genuinely the best things for me were off the pitch today. Nearly got into a fight over my dad's dreadlocks, which was funny. In the concourse. Basically, at half time, me and my dad have gone in to get a drink now, and as we come down the steps, some guy's gone to like I sway my dad's dreads or something, like mess about with my dad's dread.
Bro,
my dad's turned quick, and the guy's pulled up in front of me, and I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I've never seen a guy crumble so quick. I swear. The guy, I'm sorry, no, sorry. No, I was just joking. I was like, "You better fucking move." And he walked on quick. It's like, bro, but what are you doing?
That's out of line, man. You can never do that.
Why? Do you know what I mean? So there was that. Got chatting to some guy who's been coming since 1962 or something. Like, honestly, I was just having a better day. I come back to the game 15 minutes late in the second half. I wasn't even asked. Like, there was that many people in the concourse not bothered about going back to the game. It was crazy. I've never been that late going back to a game. So
yeah.
Other than that, it was crap. But the best bit was obviously
nice weather.
Nice weather, yeah. Nice weather today.
It was a
glorious,
nice day,
man. I was in my shorts and that chilling. You know what I mean? 10 toes. It was
10 toes.
Bro, the nice day today. It wasn't even windy. It was actually warm weather.
I'm glad you have your 10 toes out, bro.
Well, yeah.
That was you not getting my car with them 10 toes out, bro.
Flawless, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? How's life treating you, man?
I'm all blessed, man. Always good. Always look forward to the show, man. Despite the Manchester United result, how good it is, or normally how bad it is. Genuinely, always look forward to the show. Cause I always feel better after it. Because it feels like an AA meeting. Like I'm not suffering a lot type of thing. It's like, hi, my name's Flawless. I'm a Manchester United fan for X amount of years. But yeah, man, all blessed. Big up to you all. Shout out to the chat as well.
Yeah, shout out to the chat, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. You know what I mean? The Sunday show is a very popular show on the channel. So it's unfiltered, it's raw, it's authentic, and we just say how it is, man. So if you don't like it, then it might not be the show for you, man. So big up to everyone who's locked in. But listen, the last 0-0 was 2015. I remember outside Old Trafford, and I remember doing an interview with Adam McCullough on what was called at that time Full-Time Devils. And I remember that day saying that Wayne Rooney was washed and he needs to go, and he's done now. He's done at the highest level. He's not a striker anymore. And I was like, yo, I come
What
out of the
year was
ground
that?
thinking 2015.
Oh, 15. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
remember coming out the
carry on.
ground thinking, yo, Adam, Wayne Rooney's washed, man. He's done. 0-0. And I'm looking now thinking, yo, I watch Wayne Rooney would have been better than half of the shit we've been watching today, man. That was honestly, I'm not even lying to you. I don't know if that was a testimonial for De Bruyne, a friendly pre-season, or it was just one of them days. You know when it's just like it's a warm day and it's like the players can't acclimatize to the heat or whatever. I'm just trying to give that as an excuse, by the way. But like, it was so bad, bro, that nobody was singing. It got to the point where fans stopped singing, and the only chants I was hearing was, "We know what you are, you cheated. We know what you." That was it.
Or
Yeah,
about
that's
Foden's mum and that.
Oh yeah. Which
one.
again, by the way, I didn't sing that song.
Nah.
I'm not with that song, people. So you know what I mean. Anything that's personal, I never sing them kind of songs. So Phil Foden, for me, I don't think there's a place for that in football. It does happen in football, football matches, unfortunately, but I'm not with that. So listen, full respect to his mum and in his family and that, but I ain't a part of them chants. So for anyone thinking that me, Double A or Ashworth, we're part of them chants, nah, definitely not. But yeah, lads, man, I swear down, bro. Like, I don't know if it's just a Premier League problem or it's just Man United, but it's like football is not enjoyable anymore, man. Like, I'm not really enjoying watching football anymore. I'm not enjoying watching Man United anymore. And I'm watching Garnacho go on the left-hand side and run into people, not past to Dorgu. Watching Hoyland run around in circles, chasing shadows. And like, I just think, and then I watch City be worse than us. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just think it was so bad. And it's like, players have been told, and I actually agree with Gary Neville in a sense today, what he's saying. Like, players have been told to stick there and stay there and whatnot. And it's just, it wasn't free flowing. Just literally Bernardo. If I'm seeing Bernardo Silva play centre back, the game's gone. The game's gone, guys. I'm watching Bernardo Silva get the ball from centre back area, and I'm like, what's he doing down there? Ain't he meant to be a forward or a more of a attacking player? And it's just like, it was just, yeah, man. I'm just like, just bored. And then today on my Instagram, I'm seeing people saying, what you're talking about, it was a good game. United played well. And I'm like, oh, man, if that's playing well, and I get there are positives in the sense of our shape is better, we look a bit more cohesive, but like, I feel like people are trying to put, and that's a bit of a pause actually, but people are trying to portray positivity onto me, like they're trying to make me feel like, yo, Saeed, it ain't bad.
Yeah, they want you.
Feel like,
they want you to think how they think. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
bro. I'm like, I don't think it's bad, but I don't think like we should overdo the positivity. I don't think you should portray something that isn't there. Like, I don't know, man, guys. Like, what?
As soon as someone says, you know, shout out to that kid that we were talking to on the way back to the car, and he was like, as soon as someone says to you, yeah, but it's better than we have been playing, you've lost the argument, bro. That doesn't mean anything to me, like, because we have been horrible, like horribly shit. So to say it's not as bad as it has been, it's still not an improvement. Because that today, there was nothing to get excited about. Oh, well, do you know what? I'll tell a lie. Because Lenny Yoro was fantastic today.
Yeah.
Yes, the improvement on that kid is something nice. At least we had that. Do you know what I mean? We had that moment at least. Other than that, like I agree with you, Saeed. I think individual brilliance is being taken out of football. Like there's no of them players that just wow you anymore. Really, like Lamine Yamal, probably you could talk about, but in the Premier League, there's very rarely them players, I think, and it's just all rigid. It's all, you have to be here, you have to do this, you have to, like, just players aren't just, you can't express yourself. I don't feel like players can really express yourself. And
no street ballers anymore. No street ballers. They're all picked up at academy level, AA. They're all picked up before the age of 6, and then they taught to play formationally.
Exactly.
They taught that's what they do. So they take like the skill, the individual dynamism out of the game, and it's heartbreaking to see. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
It's terrible. No, you're absolutely right what you're saying. Like, we was having a conversation about, you know, strikers in the Premier League, Saeed, and you do think that, you think, where are these amazing forward forward strikers. There's two, and even what you think of Haaland. Even he gets bare stick for what he is. But Isaac, is probably the one I look at as like a proper forward. He can do everything. Do you know what I mean? Like he bags great goals and he bags those tap-ins. Like, whereas Haaland is like, and this sounds really disrespectful, the tapping merchant, but that's what he seems to be. That fox in the box. I agree, mate. I rarely find myself watching games outside of teams I like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to remember I'd watch anything, any kind of football, dog and duck versus the King's Head. You know what I mean? If it's football and on TV, I'll watch it. Now it's just, it feels like a chore. And how was the game I've loved since I can ever remember, being able to kick a ball, just all gone. And you know who's to blame, don't you? It's Pep. He's the one. Apparently, he's the one that changed everything. So let's all blame Pep. Do you know what I mean? But hopefully it's a cycle, and we start to get that individual brilliance back, and those mavericks, and then players that got you off the seat, because I don't think there's enough in the world at the moment, and that's really, really sad.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Like, for me, it started off all right. You know what I mean? With the Garnacho going at the players, and then you thought to yourself, okay, it might be a little bit different here. But then for us, we just kept playing a lot of side-to-side football, and when we did have any chances, final third quality was just so dead, man. Like, I don't know how Garnacho doesn't seem to head that ball. I don't know, was it a cross from Dalot? Was it brilliant cross from Dalot?
You know what? He got caught in two minds. That's what's happened. So he does. So he's gone to. It's one of them where, if you look, he stoops low like he's gonna head it.
It's waist tight, isn't it?
Too low, and then goes to volley. It's just again. It's just. What's the word I'm looking for? It just sums up Garnacho decision making. Like, whether you go to head it or whether you go to volley it, even though you should volley it, pick one. But he kind of just get caught in two. You're inside the 6 yard, but you're on the 6 yard box line, I think, or just inside the 6 yard box. It's point blank range. Any form of decent contact, you are probably gonna score. But that just sums him up in a nutshell. That's Garnacho for you. But before this, we knew this about Garnacho. His stats tell you this. But for some reason, people have this backing of him. And I don't know why. I don't understand it. And it takes a game like this, in a game of this magnitude, because it's a Manchester derby and all eyes on it, for people to go, hey, you know what? Garnacho's terrible. Garnacho been playing like this. He's already went this season. He went 20 plus games without a goal. That tells you all you need to know. His first goal in the Premier League under Amorim was against Leicester. Leicester are a championship side. So why are we surprised when you look at his numbers and go, well, and he's not a very good. He don't put up goals and assists.
He's just not a great footballer.
And then it's not even like he's a link player. You don't even look at him and go, okay, you're technically secure, and you'll make the players around you better. One goal in 5 months. One goal in 5 months.
Do you know what's even worse? It's even worse that you used to think he was good at the breakaway. You're giving the ball in space.
Yeah.
And today, the amount of times he's stopping or turning and not even that going direct. So even that is coming out of his game. It's a massive worry. And I think whether he was ever going to be good enough or not, I do think we've killed him a little bit. I think we've over relied on him and pushed him a bit too far for a player that shouldn't. At 20 years old, let's say I was lucky enough to watch the class of '92, from very early. They were not playing the amount of games this kid's playing, and I don't think we've helped him in any way. And it's probably going to be to his detriment, and he's probably going to leave. But I'm not saying that's the wrong thing. If we can get money for him, I think it's best that we do that. Do you know what I mean? Because we need wingers that are players in attacking positions that have real quality, and he doesn't at the moment show any of that whatsoever.
Yeah. What did you man think of the team? The team, first of all, by the way, did you not thought it was a bit too defensive, a bit too? Because I don't know why he keeps persisting with Bruno in the left 10 role. And again, Ugarte Casemiro ain't working. He keeps persisting with that as well. I don't know what he needs to just stop this.
I knew you don't think. When I see that as the front three, I was like, that's the holy trinity of hell. We ain't doing nothing. Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund. As soon as I seen that trio, and you can add Mount in that. Any three from that 4, you are not doing anything going forward against anyone who has any form of defensive nous. Any team that has anything about them from a defensive standpoint. That is a trio of individuals that don't complement each other. And then you've got 2 out of the 3 of them who, like we just mentioned, I just mentioned about Garnacho, don't put up numbers. Garnacho went 20 plus games without a goal. Højlund went 20 plus games without a goal. So you've got 2 attacking players out there who have gone a whole season in terms of games combined, 40 plus games without a goal. And the manager persists with that. Then you have a wing back in the low who ain't really that. And then behind that, you might have just mentioned it, the Casemiro or Agate. We actually did all right today, like from a defensive standpoint.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
We had enough of the ball in the correct areas, but it's the Nottingham Forest game all over again. Never scoring today. We created a little bit more today, but limited. This is limited, bro. They have been, but people will still back it. All this thing about all this nonsense about creativity and goals, I never see it. But because we packed up Sociedad and packed up Leicester, people got carried away. 2 poor sides. Leicester are a championship side. Let's be honest, Sociedad are awful. And as soon as now we play 2 teams who have anything about them in City and Nottingham Forest, you see our limitations. It's not like Edison had to make save after save today. It's not like Edison was making world-class save 5 or 6. For all the situations we were in, we did not create enough. Yes, we had the Garnacho chance. The Xerxes one's a half chance. Agate has a shot from the edge of the area. But it's half chances outside of the Garnacho one, of course. But people still going back because we're going to pack someone up. We're going to beat someone along the way in the next few games and everyone's going to get gassed up again. The attackers have been rubbish. They've been...
This is the worst.
Let's call it as it is, man. They're shit. You know what I'm
They're
saying?
all shit. They're all shit, man.
And even with Ahmad and Maino back, we struggle. But take them out of it. It's a championship attack.
No, but the thing is, though, with Ahmad, we'll still struggle, man. I don't think it's a case of like...
No, I agree with that. What I'm saying is, at least with him, though, there is some X factor.
There is.
Look through and go, all right, he can do something. Take him and Maino out of it.
No, but the thing is with Ahmad, though, Flaws, teams have been like just sussing him out, though. They've been doubling up with him. They've been tripling up. So we bring Ahmad in, and then I feel like he'll get locked out of the game because he's that good. And it's like we'll get the ball to Garnacho and think, right, we've got space over here. But he's not good. Do you know what I mean? The chemistry between Dorgu and Garnacho is absolutely terrible, break. Honestly, bro, like I don't know if there's a saying for more. Like, bro, there's a picture here in Old Trafford. I put it on my Twitter, bro. There's a picture of Old Trafford, them standing side by side on an advert for, I think it's for Snapdragon. Look, I'll show you right now, people. Outside Old Trafford, bro. Purposely, look at them. That's the closest they're gonna get, bro. That's the closest chemistry you're gonna see from them two, bro. They're honest now. I'm not really serious, bro. Them man are not like this on the game. They're like miles apart, bro. Like genuinely, bro. One's at East Stand, one's at the Stretford end. Like they don't. I don't know what it is. Garnacho is so greedy. But then I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna say that he's a bad player, Dorgu. But when the ball does get to Dorgu's quality isn't great. If I'm being honest with you, final third. That will come. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna slag the kid off because he's just coming through the door. But like, bro, like it's 0. And then Dallo, I don't think had a bad game. I thought he was all right, Dallo today. But then, apart from that one cross, the crosses weren't great from him. You know what I mean? In the end, so bro, the quality in the final third is like it's so bad.
So what you're saying today, Saeed, is that Garnacho and Dorgu had bigger gaps between them than Garnacho's teeth before he got them done. Is that what you're saying? I think that's
bro. Listen, broski, like honestly, man, it's so bad, bro. And I don't know what it is, like what they need to do in training, what it is, but you've got a guy who's not polished versus a guy in Dorgu who's not quite there yet and needs more developing. He needs more understanding of the game. Like, it's such like it's a weird chemistry, bro. Like if Dorgu was under a player like Ahmad or like someone else who was a bit more like, say, for example, polished in his game, you could just say, you know what, Dorgu then would complement a player like that.
Of course.
But when you've got an erratic and for me low quality, low IQ player in Garnacho, them two just don't marry together. They don't go together, man. Simple as that.
I've been a bit worried about Dorgu. I think it's a player that's come in a bit too soon. I don't think he's ready
Risk.
for. It's a massive risk, and it's not. Obviously, it wasn't. How much did he be getting for in the end? Was it 35
Like
million?
25 now, it's like 20,
25.
20,
something
yeah,
like that.
20 odd million, yeah.
Which
something
is,
like that.
isn't, again, in this day and age, is that a massive risk? Maybe not. But I've not been impressed with him in final third whatsoever. I think a couple of Europa League games he's looked good, but against dog shit opposition, really. And I think we saw that again today. I agree with what you're saying, Saeed. With a player like Garnacho, that connection's never going to be there, because the one thing Garnacho wants to do, even a few times today, you look at him and he's desperate to cut in,
Yeah, bro,
and get a shot off. And you worry about the one thing for me that's not worked the most, I think, in Amorim's system, or one of the major things that's not worked, is those two number 10s. The only time I remember seeing it one time was it Mainu won it in the Europa League, and he looked absolutely fantastic. And Ahmad has had a couple of decent games, but then I think Ahmad does look better right wing back. I worry again that we've brought a young player in that's not ready, and he's gonna drown in this team, to be honest. And it's not fair on him, because a young kid at Lecce, he's not going to turn down Manchester United, are they?
No, he's not.
There's even calls that he's been misprofiled as well. He's another player that shouldn't be playing in that position. So I don't
think it's that bad, though. Doubly, I don't think it's that bad with Doggo. I think his situation is you look at it with Garnacho. The fact that he gets no service at all. When Doggo's got the ball on the left hand side, he's actually feeding the ball into the centre. We saw that with the Xerxes chance. Do you know what I mean? Xerxes, that was the one time Garnacho fed Doggo the ball. Doggo puts it across, Xerxes chance, and then Edison's made a fairly simple save. But that was one time that happened. Like whenever Doggo gets a little bit of service, you can see he can put the ball into the middle. Now, I wasn't a fan of the Doggo signing. I was calling for Kirkes, Anthony Robinson. I was calling for any Premier League experience. I was calling for a player. Go spend the extra 10, 15 million, whatever, to go and secure someone who's done it in the Premier League, who we've seen. But yeah, no, people are screaming for Doggo, and you look at him. He's been decent for Denmark. Do you know what I mean? He's stuttered with us, and I feel like up until the sending off, he was doing all right. He was doing solid. I mean, the game against Nottingham Forest, it was horrendous. Yeah. And this game, I don't feel like he was too bad. This game, he's got to develop a little bit of relationship, and Amorim's system relies on the number 10 getting on with the wing backs. Do you know what I mean? And if that's not happening, it's not working. So, and Garnacho doesn't get on with anyone. He doesn't feed anyone. Don't feed his strikers. Don't feed his wing backs. There's no midfielders. There's nothing there. There's no relationship.
He don't even play as a 10, bro. He plays as a fucking winger still. He's still short line.
And that's where the issue lies, is he's running into Doggo's space. Like, Doggo's supposed to be there as a decoy. If you actually have a 10 who's operating as a 10, then he picks up the ball in that central area. Doggo's on his back. Like, there was an even time late in the second half where we was breaking and Garnacho shot. No way he should have shot. Doggo's made up the ground. It ended up going out for a corner because it's deflected. That's where the problem lies. Is Doggo the finished product? No. Does he need to improve in the final third? Yes. But I've seen enough since he's been here to say, all right, you can be utilized. You actually have the attributes to play the role. The problem is Garnacho. That's the issue right there. Because how often do they link up? Like, Doggo is a willing runner. Every time Garnacho's on the ball or whoever's on, he's overlapping. He's making himself an option, which makes the 10, the person playing the 10, it makes that much easier for them to then operate as an extra option, whether they play the pass, whether they play a pass inside, shoot, whatever the case may be. So with Doggo, I like it, but it's just more. But he's the right profile, much needed some athleticism. Also,
100%. Yeah.
This system's more complex as well. It's not, you don't just rely on the wing back with the overlap with Garnacho as the 10. You rely on the 8 as well, making that run as well. So, and the forward, the left forward, he's got to drop in a little bit and play that 8 for a little minute as you get that, third man run from the midfield. So Garnacho, he's so poor formationally, and he's just foundational skills on the kid. He's just not there. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't know how to play Amorim's football. I don't think he ever will know how to play Amorim's football, and we're just stuck with him now until the summer. I do think he's leaving. I'm not too sure. You did a show about him, his house being put up for sale and all that. So hopefully all that's true. Hopefully we do get a move for him abroad. And
Bro.
We can't move forward. We can't move forward, Garnacho. We can't.
Yeah.
That's
his house is up for sale. Check you out with the new.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
man.
man. Bro, more breaking news than goals and wins, man. It's crazy out here, man. But you know what it is, though? The thing is with me, like, and again, man, Ugarte was a waste of space today, man. You know me, I've tried to defend Ugarte, but what that was haram, bro. Today, his performance, man, it was so bad. Like, you might as well put Ericsson in there, bro. Like, Ericsson could have done what Ugarte did today, if not better. And I've tried to defend it to him a lot. And I do believe there is a player there that we can utilize, whether he's a squad player or he's a starting player. Everyone remains to be seen, yeah. But like, all in all, Ugarte was I don't understand why the manager.
What was it about his performance you didn't like?
Bro, he kept giving the ball away. He literally kept giving the ball away. He kept giving the ball away. He kept panicking. He's not good on, like, when the ball came up to him, I was like, broski, can you just relax? Can you actually just relax and keep the ball? Like, bro, he was doing all the things I am mad at Bruno. So if I'm mad at Bruno, I can't be a hypocrite because I go mad at Bruno for doing that, yeah? So I've got to keep the same energy. So Ugarte was doing that, and it was like, bro, you're playing against us, bro. You're playing against us. And I just don't get why he came on the second half. Like, why did the manager feel the need to bring him on second half? Like, I don't get it. So that for me, like, it's got to stop, man. Like, I'd rather risk it, be some space in midfield rather than play both of them. Because Casemiro's doing the job that Ugarte's doing. You got to have one player in there and let Bruno play in that role. You have to. One or the other. Let Bruno create and then let Casemiro sweep up. Or have Ugarte and Bruno. Do one of them, but don't have two of them in midfield because we don't have an outlet to go and get the ball forward. Because Bruno was not involved in the game in the first half. Second half, you've seen it more involved in the game in the first half. But I just feel like for me, them two in midfield, it doesn't work. It doesn't. Like, even today, when you even have to play a low block, even today, when there's a low block, it still didn't work. So I just don't know, man. I think the manager needs to sort it out, man.
Go on, Double.
No, I was going to say, do you feel like that's where his drop-off's been, in that confusion of, from being relied on as that defensive midfielder in the two to then probably being asked to do something he's not massively comfortable with, and that's where that drop-off's come. I agree with what you're saying. I think there's a player there, and I think when he's asked to do what he needs to do in terms of breaking up the play and getting about the pitch and disrupting the opposition's midfield, he's been okay at that. But when you're asking him to play alongside Casemiro, I just think it's just another mismatch made in hell.
Would you say that's on the manager, though? That's on the manager.
It has to be because he's picking them both into. Do you know what I mean? And you know,
why is Bruno playing as a cam? Double A. Why is Bruno playing as a cam when he's just had a cracking, spell playing as a number 8? Do you know what I mean? Like what we're doing? Like, it's madness. Like, Bruno's best either picking the ball up deep and passing it, not the Hollywood balls. He's calmed down a little bit with those. He's a little bit more sensible with his passing. But what is best is just on the edge of the box there, arriving late as that third man runner. Do you know what I mean? And taking those shots, making players run to him because they expect he's about to shoot because he's on the edge of the 18-yard box, whatever, which then creates space for the strikers and for the wide players. Like, keeping him as that 10, he doesn't play well there, and he hasn't done for the last couple of games. I don't understand why the manager's trying to persist with that. It just doesn't work. Like, what are we doing there? It's totally on the manager.
I can only think it's because there's no one else to play there. I mean,
mate, Collier can play there.
No, I mean,
as a 10.
Oh, sorry, it's 10. Yeah.
Because I don't think he trusts Xerxes there at all. Really. Maybe that's what it is.
Bro, Xerxes was quality when he came on. Actually, bro, the guy was looking up play like.
But look who he's replacing. And I said it again to Adam today. Yeah, and I'll double down on it. And I truly believe it. He's the worst striker in English football. He would struggle in the National League, Hoyland. He is absolutely.
He's dreadful.
He is dog shit. So Xerxes going to look good coming on because look who he's replacing. Absolutely nothing from him again today. And bro, I'd take anything. I'd take any amount of money for him now. I don't care. It
won't be a lot. It won't be a lot, bro.
I don't care. I don't care, bro. Like, how many more times do we have to sit through and watch him? As soon as I knew he was starting, we said it, bro. I said their centre backs are gonna be buzzing because They'll just lap up anything that he offers because he's terrible. There was one. What happened? There was one in the first half, and he runs the channel and gets the ball.
I remember. Yeah.
He turns around and the ball's gone, and Diaz is fucking off that. Or whoever it was.
Diaz.
Bro,
you're right.
I'm like, why? Like, what are you?
He's just dead. He's just dead. He's just
crazy, mate.
He's so bad.
He's honestly like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and he's just stick around for like 2 seasons, bro. Like, they've granted him his wish on his deathbed, and he's managed to get a career out of being a United player.
He's clearly the worst striker we've had the last 10 years, isn't it? Clearly the worst striker.
He might be the worst striker.
Weghorst, the lost of him. Do you know what I mean?
He's dreadful.
He's just poor.
I don't know if any of you remember him, but do you know about Ali Dai, the guy who pretended to be George Blair's cousin?
Yeah.
I'd rather have him.
Bro, Atlanta robbed us, man. Listen, I was against the signing. I said it. I said, are we sure we want to buy this player? Obviously, he came in, and the rest is history, man. Like, generally, bro, like, when I look at the quality up front, and I look at what we have assembled here, it's actually scarily bad, man. Like, and then I look towards the bench, and I got Mason Mount. Like, I'm even seeing, like, again, that Statman Dave guy, man. Again, it's just, for me, I just
don't watch football, him. Saeed, he don't watch football. How many times he comes out with takes where players have, you'll say Garnacho's had a great game, or at least he'll show the stats of Garnacho, and he's had a stinker. Do you know what I mean? It's bizarre. Some of the guys takes, he can't watch football. It's shameless.
He don't watch football.
It's rage bait. It's got to be rage bait.
He doesn't say he has a good game, right? He'll list it and he'll put a word that, like, really industrious or like charismatic. Mad, like, bro. Like, watch the eyes. Like, stop messing
bro. Man said he had a good game in that, I can't lie. Man said he had a good game, when he came on. I said, bro, I didn't see him. I didn't see Mason Mount when he came on. I generally, and this is not even a gender, like, generally.
Nah, he had a good game. You know why? Because he ran around and put in a couple tackles. That's why people think he had a good game.
Mate.
Yeah. He's just English Garnacho. What are we talking about?
Bro, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, he's coming off the bench, and I'm like, I'm just like, Lindelof's coming off the bench because Maguire, we got to manage Maguire's minutes. We've got flipping, obviously, what do you call it? Who came on after that? Yeah, Xerxes came on. Who else came on?
Mount. And
that was it.
Mount, Lindelof, Xerxes.
Yeah.
No one else I can think of.
That was it, bro. Like, I mean, and Gary Neville was right. Both teams were just happy to say, you know what, we'll have a point, and that was it. You know what I mean? Like, they were worse than us. I felt like they were there for the taking. The maddest thing is, they were there for the taking, but we didn't have the quality to do the job, and that's the damning thing about it. Like, you're there, you're in a boxing ring, you can see the guys there for the taking, bro, but you can't land in a strong enough punch
because we got no knockout punch.
No,
we don't have a knockout punch. Our front three today was Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund. Total up their appearances this season, total up their minutes. How many goals do they have between the three of them?
Brother, you know what I just found out today?
How many games they played? Is it even 25, 20 goals between them? League goals.
We know what I found out today, from Roy Keane of all people,
Whoa.
Roy Keane came out that Wolves has got more goals than us. Is that right?
It won't surprise me.
It won't surprise me, bro.
It won't surprise me because they actually, with Cunha, they actually have someone who has X factor, so it won't surprise me. Like, our attack is like, it's been dreadful. Like, I'm looking there,
I like
the strikers. What's that striker? Swede.
Strand Larsen you're talking about. We scored 37 league goals.
They've got 43.
What the fuck?
We are shit, man.
Nah, that is absolutely mad, We've scored 37 goals this year.
Wow.
So no, we've scored 37 goals.
37 league
41 minus 4 goal difference.
Yeah, we conceded 41. Yeah. Fam, I'm embarrassed, guys, but I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, bro, man. You know what, man? Like, people, like, today, I came outside the ground and they were like, yo, man, Osimhen's the answer. And I was like, bro, like, I think there's a lot more than just Osimhen, guys, man. I think there's a lot more. I think honestly, bro, like the attack, man, it needs creativity. There needs to be
we don't only attack, man. Like, let's not get that misunderstood.
Yeah, bro.
We need a striker. We need a striker at 10 and 2 central midfielders to obviously will help going forward. That's what we need. You could argue we need 2 10s, but we definitely need 1 10. Definitely need a striker. Definitely need 2 central midfielders starting. Not a 10 who's like, all right, he's here to learn. We don't know if who's clearly a cut above everyone we have, which isn't tough. Same way getting a striker who is clearly better than what we have isn't tough. 2 central midfielders who also help with the attack. That's what it is. So is it Usherman solely? No, but it has to be Usherman and it needs to be assistance. We need to be serious that like the vast majority of the players, if we sign 5 players in the summer, 4 of them have to be attacking players. I have to help with the attack.
Yeah. Because
our attack is more than that. It's dead. It's
for
flat,
quality, for quality. Not potential. I want ready-made, man. I know it sounds crazy, but I want players who I know are coming into the team. I don't want potential guys. I'm done.
Well, we had this last week.
With potential.
Yeah, it was talking about this last week. Where we're shopping though.
That's not what United are doing, mate. It's potential.
Nah, bro. If they give me potential, I'm clocking out, man. Them.
But here the thing is with ready-made. When we say ready-made, it doesn't necessarily have to be the top of the top. We're not talking about players who can take you to a Premier League or Champions League.
No, we're not there.
We're talking players who are just we're talking about players who just make you a better unit. How have Wolves scored more goals than us? Type of thing.
Yo, like, what
is going on? Like that shouldn't be the case. Because there's teams who have outscored us and they don't have necessarily players who are the top of the top.
Bro, Evanilson, how many goals has Evanilson scored?
Yeah, there we go.
Bro, like just get me Premier League proven players, bro. Get me Mbuemo, get me Cunha. Get me them 2. Right. I want them. Get me them Premier League proven
players. There's Semenyo, Kudos, do you know what I mean? There's players there that you can go get, do you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm talking about when we say ready-made. I don't think all them players are necessarily, all right, they're going to take you to a Premier League or Champions League, but they vastly improve us. And they're just 4 names off the top of our heads. You can keep going. There's ample names that are better than our attack is one of the worst in the league. It's a championship attack.
There's only 5 teams that have scored less goals than us in the Premier League.
And I bet 3 of them are in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Out of the bottom 3.
3, and then West Ham is it as well?
Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich, West Ham, Everton.
But you know how many of them scored? Like Everton's were only 4 behind. West Ham's 2 behind. Do you know what I mean? Like it's only really Leicester and Southampton are miles behind us in terms of goals. Like they're 10 plus. The rest of them are all 5.
I thought that was me then.
Yeah, I thought that was me too. He's just froze, hasn't it? I thought it was me. Everyone just doing this.
Everyone does the head bob. Like, yo, is that me?
that is the content creator. I have my frozen.
Start breakdancing. Like,
do you remember that advert? Can you hear me now? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you hear me now. Okay, can you hear me now?
It's the speed bag. That's what that is.
This is my whole argument. This is what my whole argument we used last week because you're saying about the youngsters and that. And I wasn't saying we need to go and get world-class players. He's moving formation.
Yo, what's going on here, man? Yo, they don't want you to talk about.
Saeed is crazy.
Saeed and Faid, do you know what I mean?
Bro, what's going on here, man? Like, they don't want me to talk about the club, innit? Them man are doing it. What was I saying? What was I saying, by the way?
We were talking about what we need. Goal scorers.
I'll say a goal of our goals have come against like if you look at it, Everton 4, Leicester 3
against Leicester. Yeah.
Bear in mind we scored 2 against Everton as well in the reverse fixture, so that's 6.
And then we get 5 against Leicester at ours with Van Nistelrooy. Did we score 5 against them?
Scored 3-0.
What was the 3? What was it?
So 6 altogether.
I thought we scored bare in the league game.
Do you know what I mean? So like, broski, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit mad. I can't lie to you, bro. Like, the goals are just not that. You know what I mean? Like, we're just not a good goal scoring team. And I don't know if that's down to the system. I don't know if that's down to the quality. I don't know if it's just down to the fact that we're just not a great team, and we have to admit that, and we have to tell each other that. Like, a lot of people want to blame the manager. I hear it. I hear some bits of it. but I don't fully hear it in terms of like he's working with what he's got, man. And what he's got is very, very bad.
If you're blaming the manager, sorry, if you're blaming the manager, then you're not blaming the players.
Yeah.
The players that are clearly the problem. I mean, clearly Garnacho and Højlund, it's not good enough. If you're saying that the manager, then another manager could get more out of those two players. Like who's seeing that? Who's seeing any more out of Garnacho? Who's seeing any more out of Højlund? I mean, we're being serious here. Like what we're talking about, it's madness to think that you get more out of Højlund. This comes from me, Flawless, and I was hopeful that somehow Højlund would get 18 goals this season. That kind of madness. I had delusions and everything.
Where my issue lies with the players and the likes of Garnacho, we know they're not good enough. It's the consistent of playing them. It's playing them 10, 15, 20 games in a row. As limit, because they're awful. That's where my issue lies, is you've tried nothing different. We know what doesn't work. Try something else.
You know what frustrates me? Why did you get that kid Musa off the? He's just scored what 9 goals? Under the 18 level. Put him on the bench at least. Do you know what I mean? Let him have a look. Let him have a feel for it. Like what we're doing there, it's madness.
Oh, at this point, I'd even get JJ on 14-year-old. Why not? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, I guarantee he probably wouldn't go. He probably won't go 20 goals without 20 games without a goal.
Say relax. Look, that's what Barca did with Lamine. Do you know what I mean? That's what Barca did. They saw him
16, I think it was.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was something special. Yeah, but JJ Gay, bro, I think he's not even like...
He's 14.
He's 14, bro.
14, man. Imagine
he's not allowed in the dressing room with the adults, you know. Do you know that? If they're 14, it's safeguard issue. So he's not, he'd have to like, yeah,
that's great.
That's a cabin just for him outside of all.
You know what? Yeah, let me just address this point. And by the way, big up to everyone that's locked in right now. Please hit the like button. Let's try and get to 500 likes ASAP. I don't know how far we're away from 500 likes, but get your comments in and just interact with us. But please hit the like button. But this comment here, big up to Show in the chat here. He's saying too easy an excuse. Say not to make the manager accountable who rated Mateta 12 months ago. Glasner's improved Palace massively. What do you say to that? Because Glasner is improving a team that doesn't necessarily have the quality that United might have. But then again, that's you have to understand what is the quality of Man United, yeah? Where do you see? Because they're scoring goals, they're winning games, they're doing well away from home as well. We're not. And we've got players that we wouldn't like in that Crystal Palace team. How many players would you guys take? Be honest.
Solid 4 at least.
If we're smart, like for instance, we talk about players improving us. If we go get Eze and Mateta, they improve us so much.
Okay, and I think Walton as well. Walton would be excellent.
Yeah, if you go get Eze and Mateta, it improves us a lot.
Gehi and Av as well, I think.
So for me, it comes down to like, are them players better than our players? And if so, then we have to say that the gap between Crystal Palace and Man United isn't that big.
Yeah, because people keep looking at Manchester United in name only. Our attack is one of the forget systems, formations, all this type of stuff. Our attackers as a unit is one of the worst in the league. It's terrible. I don't think people realize how bad it is. And I keep saying this, take Amada Meno out of it, which unfortunately they're both injured. It's a championship attack. And I don't watch the championship like that. There's probably championship attacks that's better than that. It's better than us. We keep seeing it. All the numbers, everything. The stats where we have, when's the last time we scored a first half goal and things of this nature? And you see all these crazy stats that pop up every single time in regards to us just not scoring goals. But yet people still want to talk about it. No, yes, these managers are performing better than Amorim. Amorim needs to perform better and get more out of not the attack, but the team overall. However, these men are terrible. But that's why I blame Amorim, because he can persist with them. You know what you're getting when you play Garnacho. You've watched him play countless times.
Look at Palace's attack, though. Mateta Eze Sarr. That's a better attack. Mateta Eze Sarr.
There's a better attack. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's a better attack.
But he's saying that
if we have that attack today, we win that game.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
Formation, same setup, and you put them through in there, we win that game.
I agree.
Not the manager, is it? You can't then call the manager.
I'll blame him for that. Like I said, I blame him for putting them out.
More, yeah.
You know what? Do you know? I might be on my own on this one. I'm actually really glad that they're not playing well for him. That they're showing themselves to be shit. Because some of them Do you want to calm down? Dog's going on a mad one here.
I was gonna say, man. I was like, yo,
the dog's had enough. That's why.
Yo, the dog's had enough, man. Yo, he said, yo,
let him have his
dog's like, let me off my
Fuck these guys. But I'm glad, bro. Some of them have had too many lives. You know, some of them.
Now, real talk. I agree.
I've been here for 6 managers or whatever it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, enough is enough. I don't want to hear any more excuses. And we've been saying for years they've got low IQ. So when a manager comes in with a fantastic, you know, way of playing football that we've seen, and you know, we went and beat. I know it's City, but at that time they weren't as bad as probably what they are now. And he put City to the sword. There's potential with Amorim, and if every other manager can get a blank check, yeah, I'm happy for him to do the same, because he barring maybe Jose at the start, he gives off something that not many managers have been have given us, I think. And whether that remains to be seen, whether he can be successful, will that change? Will he become a yes man like others have? That's for the future to hold. But what I'm not going to do is see a manager get forced into a job, yeah, not be backed in his first window when he didn't want to be here, but had to take the job. Not had to take the job, but knew this was the only chance to get the job. And then we've only getting one young left back in. People start to say, oh, he's shit, he can't improve these players. I don't want him to improve these players, because a lot of them I don't want. So let him be shit and let them go before he goes. Because if he gets backed properly with players that he wants, the players that he believes in, I think we'll be a lot better off. And my only issue with all of this is that it's going to be a 5-year thing, which 5 years to compete or 5 years?
It can't be 5 years. It can't be 5 years.
But that's what I'm saying. Bro,
scary.
They're budgeting for 4 years in the Europa League. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That is
when has 5-year projects ever worked? Like, where's this come from? Do you know what I mean? It's madness. This you never saw it at Chelsea. You never saw it at our club. Do you know what I mean? United throughout the last 25. It took 3 years max. Do you know what I mean, to get us back on track? We had that spell in the noughties where we had 3 years off. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, you look at there's maybe Klopp you could argue for, but Arteta's not gone. You know, he's not won a league title yet. You know, so their projects, you know, that's not been confirmed. That's not been rubber stamped. I've said this many times on the show with you boys. You look at the top teams in world football. You look at your Real Madrid, your Barca's, your Inters, your Bayern Munich's. You've got to win within your first 18 months, 2 years, maybe even 3 at max. You know what? You try and remind me of a time where Inter, Real Madrid, Barca allowed a manager 3 years. No chance. That's not how it is. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So 5 years is just wild. We can't be waiting 5 years for us to get a turnaround. There's more than that. He's going to have 150 million to spend this summer. He's going to have money to spend, so he's got to do it. Do you know what I mean? And we've got to see results. We've got to be up there. That's just a matter of fact. We've got to be first, second, third. Do you know what I mean? We can't be languishing 4th, 5th, 6th again in 3 years' time. We just can't be there. At that point, we get rid of him and we go for Inter's man. Do you know what I mean? What's his name?
Simeone.
Yeah, Simeone. We go for the Simeone. We go for the Nagelsmann. Do you know what I mean? We go again. We just go again. And that's that. If this manager can't do it, we can't. 5-year projects, they don't exist.
Yeah, they don't exist. I agree with that. And you mentioned Klopp, but what he did when he got to Liverpool was you've seen the improvement. You've seen the improvement on the pitch. They reached a final his first season. They reached a final his second season. I think he reached a final third season. They may have lost, but there's actual improvement going on. This whole thing of a project just for a project's sake, just to buy them time. No, time is earned. It's not
time is earned, man. Time is earned, bro.
I'm saying go win a Prem or Champs, but go pick up trophies on the way. If you can pick up FA Cup and League Cups as well as improving us on the pitch and taking us from where we're at this season. So we're going to finish bottom half. Okay, next season, make sure we finish in the top half. Yeah, go on, Ash. Go on.
Because we never suffer a setback like this. We saw that with Chelsea. We saw them finish bottom half of the table. Do you know what I mean? And you bounce back. You know, you've seen that within 12, 14 months. Do you know what I mean? You know, you do see it. It's not a case. You look at teams. You look at like a Leicester who came into the league. You look at Aston Villa. Unai Emery took over a relegation threatened under Steven Gerrard. Aston Villa nowhere close to being a top half team. Do you know what I mean? Takes them on, and now there was Champions League last year. You know, the way he's built that team, the way he's got that team running. Like you can't tell me we're waiting 3-4 years for a manager. It's just that's not how it works. No one's waiting for that. Do you know what I mean? He needs to get it done and get it done soon. And don't get me wrong, I trust him. I have faith in it. I think he will, as long as we see enough for the departures in the summer and the players that he wants. I back this guy, but the idea of like 3-5 years and all that, we can't say that's okay.
No.
You know, too many fans.
You have to earn it.
There's a lot of fans out there. We're saying give Ten Hag more time with his squad. People say, yeah, but Ten Hag.
My United fans are not qualified, man. Word to Musa, we are not qualified. I generally think we've got the worst fan base in terms of like, you know,
weird loyalty. Weird.
No, it's weird because I feel like it's just I just don't get it, bro. The norm isn't the norm anymore. United fans were concussed, man. The board is concussed. We're concussed. So I wouldn't think United fans is gospel.
United fans don't live in reality, mate. And I think a lot of United fans need to wake up and actually smell the coffee of what's actually going on at the football club. Because I think whether you're plastic or whether you're just a fair weather fan or whether you just dip in and out, I think people still believe in the Manchester United that we've always seen. I don't think they actually peep deep the reality of how far we've actually fallen. Like, you know, we're saying about we've never had, it's unprecedented, the fall off Staffy here. Bro, it's been 10 years of absolute dross, mate. With a little dross, man. A little sprinkle
after spending $1 billion.
A cup here and there. We've been in this shit for a long time, mate. And it's only I personally don't think it's only gonna get worse. Because I don't actually think the people that have come in have a fucking clue what they're doing. Bro, but you say it's unprecedented, but Milan have had a massive fall off like that. Like the bigger club in Europe than we've ever been. With their, there's other big clubs that have had fall off like that. It's only unprecedented because it's us and it's in the Premier League. But Liverpool went 30 years without winning the league, mate. And let's again, bigger club in Europe than we've ever been. They had a massive fall off, mate. They were a mid-table club during the 90s, and again was a cup team. There's teams that have fallen off, like Arsenal, 21 years without a title. Do you know what I mean?
Forget the fall off. Look how quick regeneration can be. Look at Nottingham Forest this season. Look at Aston Villa. Look at how quick regeneration.
Yeah, but look at their recruitment, though, man. They've got good recruitment. They've spent well. They spent well, man. Aston Villa, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. We need to start worrying about Aston Villa, man, because I think they're a threat.
Ash mentioned the Aston Villa because when Steven Gerrard was there and they was battling relegation, nobody looked at that team and said, yeah, that's a team that can finish in Europe. It was all doom and gloom. They was deemed championship players. They was deemed not good enough for the Premier League. They'll be lucky to stay up. And they didn't add a lot. They didn't spend a lot. Granted, Manchester United is a whole different animal in terms of pressure here. But it's shown it can be done. And all we're looking for is improvement. Well, that's all I can speak for me. That's all I'm looking for. Make us a competent unit again. Make us a cohesive football team where we go and compete and we win football matches. Because as we've spoken about many times on the show, the Premier League is not great in terms of quality. I don't think it is great in terms of quality. I think once you become a competent unit, that's like Forest for a prime example. Forest has got a manager, have recruited well, and have a system that works for them. And you see it. Now they're going to finish top 4, potentially pick up an FA Cup. Props to them. We see it with Brighton as well, with smart recruitment. And they've lost players left, right, and centre. So the list goes on. We see it with Newcastle. They've managed to pick up a Carabao Cup. But it's about having a clear identity. And again, recruitment is key. It is supremely key.
What Staffy's saying here about clubs being milked out? Listen, as much as we go about the Glazers and all that, the manager's got money. Do you know what I mean? We spent $1 billion. We spent $1 billion over this last 12, 13 years. But that's true. We've been the biggest spending squads. We've paid the most amount of money for players. There's no doubt that's been a massive misspend by a lot of managers there.
That's down to their negligence, bro, because
of course
they've not managed
but you're saying that, Double A. You're saying that. When Mourinho was coming in, you were hyped for Mourinho. Do you know what I mean? We were all behind Ole. Do you know what I mean?
They have not maintained their asset correctly then, bro. After they have not put the correct people in place to manage their asset, that's on them. The amount of money they have spent wrongfully is on them. Let's not put it down to the manager, because a lot of the time, if you remember what Mourinho and Van Gaal have both said, you are getting your 3rd or 4th choice players. So they're not even getting the players that they want. They're getting the players that they own.
Yeah, but that's because realistic. It's not like we spent 80 million on Maguire. You tell me we're not spending money and we're not able to go out there and spend the money.
Is that down to Ole though? Because Mourinho wanted him the season before for 50 million, and we only went and got him and spent 80 million.
Okay, so we're getting players we want.
City wanted him. Same with
Fred. So the managers were backed. The managers were getting the players they wanted.
But that's not their fault. The price is who's paying the price? The people
Yeah,
going
but they're being paid. What I'm saying is, it's not like we've had no
the
money.
owners-
What I'm saying, Double A, is it's not like saying, it's not like we've been struggling the last 10 years. We've had no money to spend them. You know, the Glazers have given us nothing, and we've not been able to do anything in the market at all. What I'm saying is, we should have done better with the money that we've had. With $1 billion, of course.
But that's not on the managers. That's on the Glazers.
I think managers play a big part in that.
No. The manager says, "I want him." It's now for you to go and do the deal. Exactly like Anthony. They went in early and got told we're not selling any more players. And it would have been 40 million. Then they went back at the end of the summer and it was fucking 80. So again, it's the club's fault because the manager can only identify.
Yeah, but the manager can go, no, at that point, no, it's too much. Do you know what I mean? We ain't paying that. We shouldn't be paying that. You know, there's other players that I can go to that'll offer me the same amount. Do you know what I mean? So as much as it's just an old school method of running a football club. Do you know what I mean? That's been successful for decades.
It's on the club then to say, no, we're not going back for him. Go and get here's someone else. Go and get this player because we're not going back for him. So the club to then go back for him and pay it shows it's on the club. Woodward going and paying 80 million.
I agree. Listen, I agree.
The Glazers, not the manager.
Yeah, but how can you not say it's the manager? It's the manager. It's the both. It's both of them. It's the owners and the manager. The manager should be aware that that player's not worth that money for me.
The manager is just identifying players. It's up for the club to spend the money. If the club are putting up the money, 80 million, that's on the club, not the manager. What's the manager?
Yeah, but the manager knows. Listen, the manager knows how much money he spent. It's like, how can you not say it's the manager? The manager.
You know what it is. Yeah, I think both of you right. Yeah, but I think with the manager bit, that what you're trying to say, Ash, yeah, but someone like Ten Hag, for example, he was allowed to spend a lot of what he wanted, and he got particularly his main choices. Let's be honest. But I think what the overarching kind of thing is, what Double A is trying to say is that it shouldn't be allowed to happen, though. It shouldn't be. The club, I agree. The club should have the president say, right, come on, we got this target, and we're not going to go overspend on an Anthony. We shouldn't go to that. They've got the control. They're the ones giving the money. But I do agree that the manager has a talent ID. If he likes a player, the club will go after him, you know, and go and get that player in. Like, it's just
these conversations should have been had before this manager actually gets the job. And this ties back into recruitment because there's no way Manchester United can be like, all right, this manager wants this player, and we go directly for this player, solely off the manager's say so. Surely that's a conversation in regards to, okay, this is how we're trying to play. This is our style. These are the players we are going to identify for said position. And then the manager gets on board with that. Rather than, but it comes back, yes, we spent money. We have. However, we have spent it poorly. And it's been allowed to be spent by idiots. Hence why.
Yeah, no, what I was saying, no, flawless. So what I was saying, though, because Staffy said we've been milk dry. Like, we've been anything but dry. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've spent money. Like, we've not been milk dry over the last 10, 15 years. We've spent money. Do you know what I mean? It's just been severe mismanagement.
The owners have milked us dry, mate. That's the whole point. Like, we've spent $1 billion on their debt. We spent $1 billion on shit players.
Yeah.
They've taken.
But the squad hasn't been. But the squad hasn't been.
That's why we're skint, mate. That's why we can't afford a £5 million loan for Werner. That's why we can't go and get players in January because we are skint. That's what he means by rinse dry. But
what I was saying was that for the last 10 years, the reason why we haven't performed is because we've been milk dry. But that's right now. You can say that. Right now, you can say, yeah, we're not going to perform going forward because we've been milk dry retroactively. But when in that period, we had money to spend. You know, we just completely misspent it.
Yeah, by the owners. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point because we spent 80 million. Yeah. We spent double on what Maguire's worth. We spent double on what Anthony's worth. And we spent double on what Rasmus is worth. And that's down to the management. Like, I understand what you're saying about in terms of the manager. Yes, the manager is...
No, they've had money to spend though.
Because he's identifying players. But no manager in world football is when they say, oh, yeah, we can get him, but for 80 million, the manager give a fuck about that. I don't care. Go and get him then. No. That's the player I want. You spend whatever you want to spend. I just want the player in. So the manager doesn't have any say on that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, you can say it's the wrong player and he shouldn't be identifying, but that's who the manager wants. And if you want to back your manager, you get him who he wants. It's on the club to do some shrewd business, which we are terrible at doing. So I have no issue
Yeah, but I don't listen. I don't believe. I don't. If a manager says 80 million for Maguire, you okay?
But the manager's
that's
not saying 80
madness.
million, is it? The manager's not in control
Yeah,
of what.
You still don't accept that. You still don't say okay. You say okay, we'll just spend that anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's just poor management.
But why should the manager care about how much he's spending? It's not his money.
Of course, if he's trying to manage a squad, of course, that's what a good manager would do. Do you know what I mean? That's
the player.
You know what it is for me though. It's like you still have to have accountability for both, but I always will put it down to the owners being, for me, they should set the precedent of what our recruitment should be like. That look at Chelsea for example now. Like the Chelsea fans are still going mad at what they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve. You know, same with other clubs. Like they've not done enough in the market. For me, we spent 1.1 billion for a reason, Ash, and we've not done anything with that. Man City spent Man City spent the same amount of money, and look how many trophies and what they've won in that time. That should tell you everything you need to know. You know, we can say we've had bad managers. Don't get me wrong, we've had bad managers, but I think a lot of it has come down to the fact that we've had bad players come to the football club. You know, and it is what it is. Like Anti's not worked out. Should it be that there's a message out there that, you know what, United, when they buy talent, it dies at Man United? Yeah, I agree. But ultimately, bro, we've not had the best recruitment. We've only had really decent recruitment this season. You know, maybe everyone's got their opinion on Ugarte. Is he good enough? Is he not? But this season hasn't been as bad. But like, I don't know. I think it's easy to blame the manager. I really do. I think it's easy just to blame the manager and say, yo, the manager's done this, the manager's done wrong.
We were all hype about Di Maria. We were all hype about Schneiderlin. We were all hype about
I agree.
Depay. We were all hype about whoever. Do you know what I mean? Wan-Bissaka. We was hype about all these signings.
What was the plan in buying these players, though? What was the plan? What was it? What was the idea?
All I'm saying is that these managers haven't been good enough. That's all. But they have been backed. That's all I'm saying. These managers have not been good enough, but they have been backed. A lot of these managers have been backed. Do you know what I mean? And people saying, oh yeah, but it's not the Glazers' money. I agree. It's not the Glazers' money. It's our money that's been wasted. Do you know what I mean? And these players have been backed. But all I'm saying is that we have wasted money. It's been an absolute shit show over the last 10 years. Do you know what I mean? And let's not continue. Let's not continue that going forward. But this manager needs to be told and needs decent ownership above him that he's able to identify talents. Like what Double A is saying, basically, is he needs to be told, look, you're allowed this amount to spend. These are the players that we've got for you, which it wasn't the case prior. Prior, it was just a case, right, whatever you want, we'll get you. Doesn't matter how much you want him for, we'll go spend all that money anyway. Do you know what I mean? So all I'm saying is that we can't say the managers haven't been back. We can't say we've been rinsed dry. We can't say all that because managers have had money. Do you know what I mean? You know, we've had the opportunity there over the last 10 years to do something, but we've not done. We were all hype about a lot of these signings. Right now, we've got to, unfortunately, trust this ownership and go with whatever strategic plan they've got going forward and whatever this manager's got going forward. We've got to go for it. But let's not have a long-term vision of 5-6 years or whatever, because that long 5 years, it's not going to be good enough. We need 2-3 years max. Like in third year, if he's not shown us it. You know what? For me, it's 18 months, 2 years. Like if he's not
Also, you're saying now this manager's not in a good position in 18, well, not even 18 months' time. So this time next year, or this time maybe December, I don't know, January, if he's not at a certain level, there should be questions. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think if he's had because he's going to have a big summer and he's going to get rid of a load of players, and then he's going to have January transfer window. So this summer January transfer window, if we can't see anything, just like the same thing that happened with Ten Hag. Do you remember after the League Cup, shows my age there, but after the League Cup, we fell off a cliff. Like we fell off a cliff in his first, and then we could kind of see signs already that this guy's not going to be the guy. And we're all kind of aware that, okay, the way this guy's playing, the way he's maneuvering his squad, the way he's not adhering to his tactics and adhering to his vision. Like a lot of fans can already see with Amorim, you know, he's not making the mistakes with Tuap. If we can see this now going into this period next season, and we're still seeing him make stupid mistakes, still see him, you know, or players aren't working, then why should we give him another 12 months, another 18 months after that? Like,
but then again, it's like, what is the answer though, man? Like, you can go sack a manager, but then the next manager comes in and you don't play the brand of football United fans want. We end up in the same cycle, man. I look at
We have to be in that
Amarin's.
cycle, though, don't we? We have to be in
But
that
the thing
cycle
is-
because that's what works. That's the blueprint across Europe. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, Inter, Juve, whoever. Like that's the cycle that works. You look at PSG. Look at any of these top teams. Okay, yeah, they've not been as down and out as we are currently, but that's the method to get managers back. Look at Nottingham Forest. Look at Aston Villa. They don't give managers 3 years. They don't give them 4 or 5 years. There's no clubs out there going. Fulham's not giving managers 3-4 years. You know, there's no master plan there of 4 or 5 years. It's an 18-month, 2-year job. If you're not doing it, then you're out. And that's
Well, he's got 2.5 years contract. He's got 2.5 years contract. But I look at that. So, for example, now, do you think the football is enjoyable? Do you think the football is good enough? Like, let's talk about the football, for example, now. Like, Amarin's football, is it good? Is it sustainable? Is it something that you think can be like good enough, like with training and with better players? Like, what are you, man? Because when I go to Old Trafford, it's a bit mixed bag. A lot of people online, it's also a mixed bag.
Can I take this one again, Saeed? We can't see 5 defenders on a football field. Do you know what I mean 7 defenders and all that in the team? You only got 3 attacking players, 3 attack-minded players. You know, we got 2 wing backs. You know, 2 defensive midfielders, 3 defense. It's like that's awful. Like 7 players there who are all defensive. We can't be doing that at Old Trafford. I mean, we need more attacking intent. We need a little bit more excitement, especially midfield, marauding midfielders. You know, we've got to be a more attacking intent team. This idea of like 5 at the back and it's not for me. It's got to improve. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think he will improve. I think, you know, he gets his men. You know, we see more of a ball-playing midfielder in there. You know, we see more attacking. You see Ahmad on the right-hand side instead of Delo in this team. You know, and we get a decent striker, then yeah, we can. But other than that, you know, what we're doing right now, I feel like he's in survival mode. I think he's kind of retreated to a position where he is survival mode. Because earlier on, he was like, listen, I'm not changing anything, you know, but now he's put Casemiro back in there. He's gone for 2 defensively minded midfielders rather than 1 defensive, 1 more playmaker. You can see he's adjusted a few things where he's gone, okay, well, I need to get results now. You know what I mean? It is a little bit dangerous. So he has adjusted a few things. Same with even, you could say, putting Bruno in the cam. That's even a defensive maneuver because he's not an attacking player. He's more someone who's going to be able to like shore up the midfield. So we can't be seeing this going forward, though. You don't want to see it. I mean, I don't think any of us want to see it. We're attacking minded.
Yeah,
that's what we should be.
Don't want to see it. Definitely don't want to see it.
I don't know where Ash is getting his optimism from for having a good summer, because I don't see where you said 150 million. I'd be very surprised if that's what United spend.
Depends on winning the Europa League. If
I
we win
think
the
it's
Europa League, yeah.
I think they're
We've got a lot of sales, haven't we?
I don't think we're getting 150 million, mate. I think like
we get 100.
you're looking, we're talking Delap as the striker. I mean, if we do that, we're fucked. I can't see United bring in another young striker like 40 million bagging or Dibbling, like. Oh, what's the other one? Chris Rigg. They're the players we're getting linked with, mate. Like we're nowhere near getting an Osterman for me or a Gyökeres. It's just not going to happen. I don't think we've got the pull on to do that, all the money to do any of this. And it's bargain basement, like proper shit. Like, you know, maybe Angel Gomez comes back, or we look at Jonathan David. Like,
you can get good bargains. That's where, again, recruitment, you can get good bargains.
This guy here, man. Let me just read this guy's super chat here. This guy wants us to sign Raul Jimenez. Big up Daniel Ramirez. I don't know if you're Mexican.
It's not 2017, bro.
This world needs another Man United Mexican. Listen, we've had one, and he was better than this brother here. Shout out to Raul Jimenez. But yeah, listen. I don't know, man. Listen, for me, with Delap here,
he's good, but we need a world class player.
Why would a world class player come to Man United?
All right, okay. World class is probably.
There's only Osterman that's available. If we're being honest, that's it.
Experience striker.
Come in then. I take Mateta.
What I need, bro. What I need, Saeed, is a striker to come in and give these forward players fucking hell from the minute. If they're not fucking passing in the ball, he's telling them, he's dragging them to a side, saying, "Listen, I'm here." All
right, but who is that double A? Who is that guy there that exists in football today?
I think
Osterman, that's closest to what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Osterman. And the thing is with Osterman, that's a viable target. Would it be a fight to get him? But could Manchester United get Osterman?
But then are we breaking the wage structure again, getting him in? Because he's going to want big wages.
You're
is,
gonna want more than
again,
300
this is where we
back, isn't
make it incentivize it.
Mm.
And also, we're going to clear a lot of wages because a lot of our top earners are going to leave this summer, and a lot of our top earners have left last summer and summers before. So we've actually reduced the wage bill a lot, but incentivize it. Offer him obviously the base wage of whatever it is. Put him at the top of that so you don't break it. So let's say it's like, all right, the max someone's getting is 200K. Give him that 200K, but then everything beyond that is incentivized. Appearances, goals, assists, team rewards, what team achievements, whatever the case may be. I don't think it is all doom and gloom. I just think that they have to get it right. That's where it's at, like, and not like have to be spot on when I say get it right. They can't. If we sign 5 players, 4 of them up here.
They need to be doing work right now, man. If
they should be. They should be working.
If they're not working right now, yeah, at the end of the summer, it's a case of going bang, 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 bang. We know what we're getting. We know what we want.
Yeah.
Right now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what they want, and that scares me. You know, that worries me because I'm like, what is
as long as they should? But the thing is, they should know. Like an Amarim should know.
Yeah, but I think the fans should like we need to know what sort of play we're getting though as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get the Quenda one, I understand that, but you know, you should, as a fan base, be knowing what kind of style.
I think it's new though. So the reason why we don't know, sorry to cut you off, is because they're new. This is their first full summer with their manager. Well, so it's like that's where it lies. We don't have 3-4 years prior where we have an idea of how they're gonna go about things. We know how the previous regime did that, despite the manager. This is their first summer with their own guy who they've handpicked. So we're going to find out. But all this boils down to is results. Because you mentioned Chelsea before and fans complaining about their ownership. When they were flying at the start of the season, there was no talk of that. There was no ownership issues. There was no issues with director of football. There was no issue with the way they was approaching in the transfer market. As soon as results go bad, everyone starts looking at it. Because before that, it was, squad's packed. Our squad's the best attack in the league. Then you realize how thin it is. So that's what results shut people up. It's the same with the football. There's no good football for these lot. There's no, like, I do want to see more attacking profiles on the pitch, 110%. But we don't have them players.
But we need more risk-taking players, guys, man. We need more players. We need more players that just play on the front foot.
I hear that, Saeed. You know, we don't have them now. That's the problem. We don't have them now.
No,
bro, we need a lot, man. Them Gary Neville talks about 5 or 6, bro. We need more. And what I want to see, a ball playing midfielder. Can we go and get like a midfielder that can get on the ball and dictate, man? Like, seriously. Like, I get Bruno can do that a little bit, and he did all right in that today. But you know what? We need someone that can be press resistant, get on the ball, and start moving it, man. Like, and drive with the ball, like an all-rounder midfielder. We need an all-rounder midfielder, bro. Like,
you mean like a De Jong type, for example? Not De Jong, but somebody like that.
Yeah, De Jong type, but then also like just someone who can get on the ball and just start, bro. Like, because I looked at today and I'm like, yo, man, no one could do it in midfield, man. You know, like, it's just break lines. You know, put it into the midfield, like, you know, just try and, you know, just create a bit of like, because I'm looking at Casemiro and Ugarte. That's not their speciality, man. It's not. We're asking them to do something that they're not, and that's why sometimes I'm at that stage where I'm not going to be as angry as some fans are at players. Yeah, today I've had a moan at Ugarte because I felt like for me today was just one of them where I'm like, yo, man, allow it, Ugarte, man. You know what I'm trying to say, man. Shout out Sam for the rain, man. Big up to you, lot. Hold that today, though, for the loss and that. You know, them ones there. You know what I mean? Edison, Van Dijk and that, you know what I mean? Getting bullied. But listen, I think for me, yeah, bro, like, it's like, bro, like, just that midfield today, I was like, bro, Edison, Ugarte and Casemiro, man, I can't see that. I don't want to see that again, man. Because that midfield is not good enough for me. When I look at what this Man United team are going to be, if I see that midfield next season, I swear down, bro, we're khalas, we're finished.
Well, yeah, that's the whole, that's, I thought he was going to say, like, in the future games, that's pretty much everywhere in the pitch. I don't want to see any of these combinations.
Bro,
I don't want to see any of these strikers starting. I don't want to see any of these 10s. I don't want to see any of these central midfielders. If we're starting and Garnacho and Højlund are still starting next season, week in, week out, it's a problem. Yeah, as well as I agree with you. We need 2 central midfielders. It's not just one. We need two.
No, we need two. I'm glad you said that, you know. I'm actually glad you said that. We need two, you know. We actually need two.
We need two central midfielders.
We actually need two.
Like what they are.
We're not getting two to our.
No, because
we've got Collier, we've got Agati, we've got Casemiro.
I mean,
Mainu can play there. Bruno can play there. We're not going to be looking there. We should do, but we're not.
Yeah, that's where it's like, and I hope that they prove us wrong and go and get to because we need to. Agati, Collier's through the youth. Agati, all right, cool, but we know his limitations. Let's say Casemiro leaves. Bruno ain't it there. He's not good enough there. Go and sign two central midfielders. You don't even have to be expensive. Go get the right profiles for that. Go get one who can dictate play, who's good on the ball, like Saeed mentioned. And then you go get one who's a little bit more physical and a little bit more press resistant in terms of carrying the ball. Go and sign two. Go scout. Again, recruitment it comes down to. But whether they do these things, who knows? But we need to. We definitely need to. Stars as well.
Yeah. Like, listen, for me, it's got to be someone good, man. I don't know the level of quality of midfielders now. I don't really know. Like, people say Leslie. Like, today, I see Leslie Okochoku, and I was like, bloody hell, mate. Academy Scoop, man. You're my guy, but listen, lay off that, man. Lay off what you're smoking. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, Leslie. I see Leslie Okochoku on the timeline today. I was like, yo, man, them chill. Like, he's a decent midfielder, but I need to see quality that can come in, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I can see that can come in, and bro, like, we ain't getting a Coutinho, but I need to see midfield. I need to see good, bro. That's a weak area for us, man.
The same way Brighton went and got Belieber. Go find one. I rate Belieber highly. I think Belieber's quality. Brighton can do it. Therefore, we can. The same way they went and found Caicedo. The same way before that they went and found Basuma. There's players out.
Tielemans kind of type. Yeah, Tielemans. Listen, I got it horribly wrong with Tielemans in the fact that I remember the summer where he was linked with Man United. I was a bit off Tielemans coming through the door because I just felt like his mobility was a bit off at Leicester towards the end. But to be fair, he's for me one of the best midfielders in the league. I'll tell you who I would want, but I don't know we're gonna get him. Is Kamara from Aston Villa. He is one of the best players. He's one of the best midfielders in the league. Like, generally, go and watch Kamara week in, week out, and you've got one of the best Premier League midfielders in the league. You know, people talk about Belieber. I think Caicedo's probably the top, in terms of, standard. And then obviously you got the rest underneath them. But bro, go and watch Kamara, man. All action midfielder. He can pass. He can win the ball. He can do everything. He's had, I think, one or two bad injuries, but this guy is quality, man. And they're trying to get him on a new deal. And I don't blame them, because he's quality. He is from when I've watched him, but you mentioned it already there with Tielemans, and you mentioned about his mobility. You know what they do, pairing with people who are mobile, like Kamara, like Onana, and this is why it ties into partnerships. If like
you go
McGinn in midfield as well,
because Tielemans does struggle from a mobility standpoint. However, if you pair him correctly, you know what, because he's technically sound, very very good on the ball, play short passes, longer passes, etc., press resistant, all that. So, yeah.
You know what? Like, and even today, man, Onana, man, he's pissing me off as well, man, holding the ball on, man.
Oh, he's played up to it, bro. He plays up to it.
Yeah,
now.
I know he is, man. He's honestly, bro. Get rid of that guy as well, man. I'm sick of his presence, man. I don't know. I can't even stand him. Like,
he's not fit.
It's like, bro, like, I personally, bro, like, I just can't be asked with that brother. Like, he really really irritates me, bro, because this guy can see that we could go on a break and he hogs onto the ball. He's going to get us into trouble next season, if he's here, because of the 8-second rule.
Well, apparently, he wants rid, doesn't he? If he can get his way, Amorim, he's not.
That's what I've been hearing as well. I've heard this as well.
I'm still waiting for someone to tell me something he's good at, and I mean good at. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything really that I look at him and think, well, you're good at that. That's one thing that you bring to this team. There's literally nothing at all. He's not a good shot stopper. He's not good playing out from the back. He's not good.
Good at time wasting.
He's good at time wasting. He's good at pissing off the fans. He's good at pissing off the fans. I'll give him that. There's nothing. We got sold a dream. One good season with Inter, and that was enough for us to get. I never rated him at Ajax. I never thought he was someone I'd have at United. Obviously, I didn't need to look at him because we had De Gea, but yeah, another £50 million mistake. You say he's decent today. He's shit, bro. He's terrible. He's not
The
a
thing
good
is, though,
goal.
again, what was class as decent? Like, you know, I'm talking about the things that were meant to makes you better as a team. Like, so he's meant to come in and give us something that's different to De Gea, right? And for me, he's just slow on getting us out of that, bro. Like, just get it out. His kicking today, very awful as well. Like, I can't remember how many times he kicked it out, man. Just not good enough for me, man. You know? So, but it's just, yeah, man. Like, it's just, like, you know, like, and fair play to Roy Keane for just being honest, man. Like, you know, I think the Sky Sports are trying to get some positives out, but, you know, we are where we are for a reason, man. You know what I mean? And the table don't lie. The table does not lie, man. We're 13th for a reason. We're not going to get anywhere near, you know what I mean, the rest of them. Yeah, even though the league right now, you know what I mean, you look at Brighton, you look at, you know, Bournemouth, you know what I mean? Like, Bournemouth have got no wins in the last 5, you know? Like, the league is cooked, man. But we ain't here to gamble and anything. We are literally going to be where we are. There ain't no kind of like McTominay winner and all of that, man. Like, I'm glad sometimes, you know, he's right, you know. Sometimes it's good enough. It's good that we expose the flaws and we lay it bare in the open, because I feel like it needs to be tackled. It can't just be like, yo, man, you see we won today 2-1. You know, like, why are you being negative for about winning 2-1? And sometimes why are you negative is because you see that there's so many cracks, and it almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it just,
you don't do results based analysis. That's
yeah. We've been doing it for so
that.
long. I think it's caught up to us now, man. It's caught up to us.
It has. In particular, online, that happens where if United win, it's all great. Manager was great. All the players were great.
Yeah, man.
Manchester United lose, and it's the complete flip side. Manager needs to be done. Everybody's terrible. Blow it all up and start again. And it's like, no, there can be a mix. You can win a game and be like, nah, that's an issue going down the line, because we're looking for
real.
We're looking for sustainable performances.
Yeah,
that's why we are 13th, because nothing we do is sustainable. We've had the odd good win here and there, the odd good performance here and there, but they're few and far between. But it takes us to be 13th for people to go, hey, this team isn't that good. And there's probably still people out there now, United fans, who think this team's better than it is, propping up these performances. The fact that anybody gets propped in the season that we have is disgusting in my eyes. The fact that people strongly defend certain individuals, I think is crazy to me, like strongly. Like, it's like, what are we talking about? We're 13th, sometimes 14th, 15th, 16th, whatever the case may be. Worst ever season, 37 league goals we've scored. We ain't gonna crack 50.
Yeah, you know what? When's the last time we scored 60 goals? Is it 2021 season? I think it was.
Lockdown,
bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
The last time we scored it with fans would have been, maybe it was over 10 years ago.
That's crazy, but we're not even known as a goal scoring team, man.
How about we just win 2 games in a row?
We're not even known as a winning team. We've got more losses than wins this season. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's some madness. We've got three more losses than we have got wins. Like,
I know. How about we just win? How about we just win 2 games in a row and have a positive goal difference?
Nah, man. Shout out to the brother that's not going to cut his hair, man. I think my guy needs to just call it a day, man. I don't know if you see the guy.
Carry on, man.
Brother, he needs to put some cane rolls or something, man. Make it look good, man. Put in something. Brother, he just, bro. Like, man said 5 games in a row, man. You should have done 2 games in a row, man. That ain't even going to happen. United haven't done back-to-back games, bro. Back-to-back games, you know, United. Big man United, you know. Can't win back-to-back games this season. That is crazy.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
This is where we're at,
bro.
It is disgusting. But then people will tell you these players are better than they are and stuff like that. It's like, no. Believe people, believe what they are. I don't know why people just don't want it, but again, that's their love for Manchester United, that they don't want to believe these players are what they are. Believe we could get relegated and fans would still defend certain players. That would be worse without him. Right. Sure.
Yeah. Nah, real talk, man. It's crazy, you know, when you deep it, guys, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think you can see the manager is already looking forward to next season, man. He's like, he's so done with this season, and he believes that. And listen, he's done a lot of interviews, man. Like, we're just talking about it on the way to the thingy. Like, I feel like I'm hearing a lot of Amarin, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed with the interviews, man. I shouldn't be, but I'm getting annoyed with the interviews because I'm like, man's talking about title next year and all of that, and like, I'm like, brother,
because you want us to win games, and he speaks well, but I'm tired of hearing about him This guy like Tupac, man. Every 2 minutes, new track. It's like, yo,
Bro,
why is this always, man?
It's getting
Like,
jarring,
yo,
man. I can't lie, man.
like,
It's
all the
getting
time.
jarring, man.
Every day is new quotes, new quotes, new quotes. And it's like,
man.
But
I'm
like,
like, brother.
I was saying to Saeed, it's because even though we're shit and we're 13th, yeah, we're still on TV every single week. So
yeah,
obviously they have to have coverage before the games, so they have to speak to him. But like,
But yeah,
one thing
yeah.
that does annoy me about him is that, you know, he said at the start in that first interview at Ipswich, he was like, "There's too many," but yet he's continued doing them. So stand up for yourself. Say to the club, listen, I can't do this many. Bro, what else am I? You know, it gets to the point where they have to ask big questions. Like, you'll be finding out his favorite Ninja Turtle soon or his favorite Power Ranger because what else can he talk about? Do you know what I mean?
That's an important question. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle, Double A?
Oh, right. So funny story. So I'm Catholic, right? So
yeah,
my confirmation name is Raphael on the basis that he's my favorite Ninja Turtle. So
the
only reason why I picked Raphael is because of Raphael.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah, that's fair. But do you feel like he's too honest? Don't watch them then, Saeed. Yeah, listen, I'm not, bro, but it's not, bro. When you go on TikTok and that, you just flicking through.
Here's the crazy part. Like Warrior J Warrior J
that.
is in my chat. Shout out Warrior J. He's in my chat daily. He keeps me posted. It gets to the point where I think he's making them up. I have to ask him. I'm like, are you making these quotes up yourself? Because this guy, and it's all 10, 15 comments. And I'm like, you know, this is all the stuff that he said. And he is too honest for his own good at times.
Yeah, he is too honest for his own good. I can't lie to you.
It's like being in a relationship, man. Like, you don't tell your missus, like, you're not super honest to her all the time. Certain times you just have to like bend the truth. Like, you don't want to be super on, like, no, bad idea. Bad idea. But
what else is a Manchester United manager going to say other than, yes, I think we can win the league? If he didn't say that, I'd be worried. Yeah, I want you to come in and think you can win the league. Absolutely, I do. Whether you're going to do it or not is obviously the massive question. And at the moment, we couldn't be further away. Well, we could be further away because we could be 20th. But you know what I mean? We don't look like winning.
Now, you know what? I got respect from Noel. He's a realist in the sense that he doesn't look back at the past. Like Ten Hag, he was always saying, "Oh, we've been the best playing side. Oh, I won this cup, won that cup." You know, Amram's not mentioned the City game or the Liverpool game or the Arsenal. He never mentions the past, does he? Do you know what I mean? He's just always looking forward, and I can respect that about him because he could use those. He could say, "Well, look, we played against this side, we did this against this side, and all that." And he's not doing all that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm happy about that. But I agree, he's definitely too honest. But these signs there that I see that, you know, he's on the right track, and he clearly sees what he talks about the players, and these little moments where you get from him where he gets asked, like, is it the structure, is it the players, and he kind of hints that, look, with the right profile, this will be a much better squad. Do you know what I mean? But these profiles aren't profiling. Do you know what I mean? These guys aren't the guys for me. You know, when you hear him say that, you can only go, okay, well, he knows, he sees it, we see it, he sees it. You know, he's trying square pegs round holes, all that. He's just trying whatever he can while he can. You know, but it feels like get him his men, then we'll start to see real improvement. But until then, we're just in like limbo. We're in the waiting room, aren't we? That's all we are, you know. And it's just one of them.
You know, yeah. You know what it is though. I think for us, yeah, the best, the most thing the most important thing we need to do is selling players, man. I think that's where the key. Like, if we don't sell a lot of the players, yeah, like that's where I feel like we're gonna get dragged in with all the maybe the good players that we do bring in. We can't have like good players coming into dross, man. We've got to get rid of these players, bro. We can't have these man here, bro. Certain men who are starting have to become bench players, bro. Yeah, bench players. You get me? Like, I'm not having it, bro. I can't be seeing the same man playing next season. And I just can't have a lot of what we're doing right now next season, because we start off badly next season, you're just going to get a whole load of toxicity that shouldn't be there. It should be a fresh start, and it should be right. The manager, he came in, you know, and I think Musa was right, you know, in it. So we can't blame Ten Hag anymore right now. We can't now. Like, you can blame the board, but we can't talk about having a bad season at the start. We you know, Mamra's come in now. This is his kind of almost like, you know, style of play now. He needs to get the players on board. He needs to improve the team, get his players in, and then start building from there. Like, you know, can't feel sorry for ourselves anymore. Can't keep looking at the past. We're here now. Now deal with the players that you know aren't good enough. Be honest and say, yo, listen, that player ain't for me. Kick him on. Don't try and keep polishing a turd. I don't want to keep polishing players and thinking that they're going to turn into wine. They're not. They're bad, and that's it. You take an L. If you have to take an L with some sort of players, if you don't believe that player is good enough, just move him on. I'm here for that. We all make mistakes. Mistakes can happen, but please don't go into it next season thinking, yo, I have to keep forcing it to then make it look like, yo, we can still get a tune out of this player. Nah, bro, it hasn't worked out. Move on. Because I'm not here for this next season. I'm not here for it.
I agree. Sorry, Ash, can I say quickly? We can blame Ten Hag though, because he nearly made us lose Ahmad. I'll just say that. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear it. But I think Ten Hag's gone now. Like he's gone.
And we can't blame him because a lot of the players that we want to get rid of and the worst problems is because of him.
I hear it.
Mount.
Now we've got to start looking forward now, though. We've got to start looking forward.
You have to start looking forward now, though, bro.
And I'm with that with looking forward, but I'm crashing on him every given opportunity.
Until all the mistakes are gone, eradicated from our
even when they're
present
gone,
and future.
I'm still crashing.
He's got blood on his hands. He's got massive blood.
Even when all of his players are gone, it can be 4 or 5 years from now. Fuck Ten Hag. How about that?
He's forever fucked Ten Hag. Yeah.
Going to the departures, though, you've got to be confident about the departures because you look at last season, you know, once the Ineos team came in, they got rid of a lot of players last season. You look at McTominay, Greenwood, Hannibal, Kambwala, Donny van der Beek. I mean, we got rid of a lot of players last year, you know, and this year, I imagine that's going to be the same. Who was expecting Donny van der Beek to leave for like 1 million, 1.5? We weren't happy about it. Everyone wanted more for him. But yeah, lower. Yeah, 500 and then extras or whatever. But it was get him gone, just get him off the books. I think this season we'll see a lot. Evans we know is going, Tom Heaton's going. Those don't really matter. Lindelof will be going. Ericsson will be going. You've got Rashford, Anthony. There's 6 or 7 right there. Do you know what I mean? What you not? Sancho. So, Sancho. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you know these players there will be getting rid of.
Sancho ain't coming back, man. He's not coming
5 mil.
He's not coming back
for 5 mil.
He's not coming back.
I think they might just do it.
He's not. They're signing him. They're signing him. I'm telling you, they're signing him. He's not coming back. Even without him, you can talk about Sancho, but you got Malacia as well.
Bro.
That's one thing. We made a record amount last season. I do trust him in regards to sales. And
I think they were dead players, though, man.
Yeah, because we got a dead team.
Because we got dead players.
Man United outgoings. We sold last
outgoings was very good last season.
I told you, Greenwood, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay and Wan-Bissaka were expecting to leave. Hannibal, Donny van der Beek. Who else do we have?
Kambawala, like you mentioned.
Forson.
Forson
went, didn't he? Martial left, obviously on a free.
Yeah, we got last season. We got about 103 million.
I'm saying,
which is very good.
Season.
And I think
Palistri went. Palistri.
Yeah, if we get 100 million from these lot, that's
no. But I'm saying they're not big names. Though I want these big names to. I want to know Rashford is gone. I want to know Garnacho is gone. I want to know if we get money off Casemiro as well. I want to know if we got money off Anthony.
I think will leave as well.
This is the summer though. What I'm saying to you is it's all good and well selling a Martial and a McTominay, you know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, cool, whatever. Like, it's decent, yeah. Don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about really, really the next step, yeah. Look what Chelsea did in the first season of Todd Bowley. Got rid of Koulibaly for big money. They got rid of all of these players. Like
already sold all the players to Saudi.
To be fair though, To be fair, though, you could say that with Wan-Bissaka and McTominay. No one really expected those two to be like. We'd all thought we'd be stuck with McTominay for another year, and we'd always be the fact that we got rid of him and Wan-Bissaka. Those were 2 fairly big players in the squad that we thought we'd be stuck with the next couple of years. I'm looking at Luke Shaw. I think we can get him fit. Do you know what I mean? Try and get him somewhere.
He might be loaned him. How are you getting rid of him? For a few years.
Even if it's a loan fee and with an obligation to buy, that's like positive.
But I don't think any club's gonna obligate to buy him, bro. Like unless he's like
who's that?
Luke Shaw.
Are you in the room, Saeed? Or what?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. Like,
are you checking his DMs, man? You know what I'm saying? He's tired.
No, I'm just saying. I'm sure.
He's planning the next one. He's off the show.
I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is, bro. Like when you said Luke Shaw, I was like, bro, I don't know who he is. Who's Luke Shaw, man?
What?
Do you know what I mean, bro? Like, bro, how are we gonna get money out of Luke Shaw, man? Like, it's been here
We
10 years, bro.
Yeah, but even with him,
Nah,
like,
Leeds
even
get
if you
promoted, they'll give us 3 million for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not one to body shame or anything like that, yeah, but that Timber was back today. Watching him warm up, bro. Jeez, man.
I don't know, man.
I think I'll be honest. I think he's just gonna be.
It's gonna be here.
Phil Jones number 2, bro. I think he's here till he retires, mate. I just don't.
So he's put on weight.
Yeah, he's got that Timber back on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. It looked like
Guardiola was having a little chat with him, and that, like, he loves doing that for the camera, though, innit? Guardiola, man.
I thought it was Luke Littler on the field. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, he loves like having a chat with him, innit? Like, I'm like, yo, bro, like, get out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing that for the cameras, bro? Like,
City need a left back. I'll fucking go and take him, Pep.
Nah, they won't take him, man. They won't take him.
I know
Yeah,
that.
but we got a lot of players to sell. So just by
We'll give
accumulation.
his Sancho back, man. Is Sancho not playing well today? Was he all right? I didn't watch the game.
I watched the game. He didn't play well, but none of the attackers played well because they're Chelsea.
Does he ever play well?
Their whole attack, none of them played well, really. Like, they looked a bit better when Jackson and Palmer got on, but other than that,
freedom though, innit? Freedom though, guys. Remember, let's
bro.
Let his freedom.
Ever since he said that, man, it's not been looking good for him. I can't lie, but
that is true.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what. Like, bro, he can't come back to this environment. Nor can Rashford. You know what I mean? Like, none of them can come back, and that's what makes me a bit worried. Is that, like, yo, like, we're gonna be having to worry about getting rid of these players, yeah, before thinking about what we need.
Yeah,
and that for me right there is the bit.
But the two should go hand in hand, because the players we're trying to get rid of are not a part of the plan. So we should be, despite outgoings,
you see what they did.
Incomings.
You see what Enrique did, Luis Enrique. We should have 2 squads. So we should have the team that goes to the tour, and we should have the team that stayed behind and are basically on the transfer list. Yeah, sold list. We should do that, you know. Like, Luis Enrique did that with Ugarte, and then we ended up buying him. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, we did that. Like, we've got to basically say, yo, the man them that are not part of the squad, you're not coming to the preseason. Find a club. Yeah? You, man, you're going to stay here. You're going to find a club. You're not coming with us. Because what it does is you prolong what's happening. You end up coming back, and then they still haven't found a club, and then it makes it all a little mess. So what you do is, you're staying behind. You training with with a group of individuals that are all looking to leave that football club. That's what we need to do.
But then the team that stays behind is Yoro, Delit, Mazraoui, all the good players, because they're the only ones they can sell. I'd worry about.
We sell bad players. We sold a whole heap of bad players this summer. Just good.
I think the ones we've got right now.
We sold a whole heap of bad players. We did, yo, every word to Pops, man. Every pot has a cover. Bad players get sold every single summer.
Not just my worry. Sorry, bro. My worry is, though, the ones that we need to get rid of are the ones on the high wages. Who's taking them wages on? Do you know what I mean?
Even if you have to pay someone off.
Yeah.
Wait, who's on high wages outside of Casemiro? Who we move? Casemiro,
Anthony and Rashford.
Anthony, Sancho.
Anthony, Rashford. Sancho, I think, like I said, that's patterned. That's what they gonna take that deal, man. I'm telling you, double A, that deal is done, man. They gonna take that.
Am I gonna pay 25 or can I pay 5 and send him back? I'm paying the 5 to send him back. Let's be honest.
Acting like they do insensible things. They employ Mikhailo Mudryk, even though he's on the thing. Have you seen their attack?
Yeah,
they employ Madueke.
But I'd rather pay the 5 to get rid than the 25 and be stuck with a problem. Do you know what I mean?
They got a load of problems there. This is why.
Yeah, but that's one less problem they have to deal with.
I'm telling you right now,
they're gonna definitely pay that 5 million. There's no question about that.
They're gonna pay the 5 million.
I think they pay the 5, bro.
They definitely gonna pay that 5 million. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not guaranteed success.
But it's like, why the hell have they put it down as an obligation then? Because it's not an obligation, is it?
Ridiculous. No, it is an obligation, but normally we never see obligations.
It's loophole, mate.
I presume all obligations have a penalty. That's why it's an obligation.
Yeah, but I don't
5 million is crazy, bro. It should be at least 20. Or
we went low though. The problem is if the obligation was 45 or 30, maybe it would have been a bit higher. But our obligation was only 25 million, and that was our problem.
Yeah.
You know, and also, yeah,
that was the problem.
And also, it was in the clause. It was in the clause. We agreed to this. We agreed to the the fee or the whatever to be in 5 million. If United said, right, it's going to be 15 million for the penalty, then Chelsea would have not probably A, taken the player, or B, been so hesitant to say, right, okay, cool, we'll buy him and then we'll just end up selling him forever. So that's down to us, bro. We've made that problem ourselves.
Absolutely.
So do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's just you get me. Like for me, bro, like what we witnessed today, like it's a reality check, man. You know, Man City were bad. Like I'll be real with you, like they would never score in a million years. Our defense nullified them. You know what I mean? Lenny Yoro, Mazarawi, especially Lenny Yoro, man. Like honestly, bro, like we have got a defender over there in Lenny Yoro, man. Like genuinely, man. I know we've been talking about a lot of like negatives and maybe people don't want to hear it, but like big positives are Lenny Yoro and Mazarawi and Casemiro. I thought was good today. I thought Bruno's probably best game I've seen in a long while. If I'm being honest with you, like Bruno, normally, you know me, I'm very critical of Bruno, but Bruno for me was solid in that midfield. You know, it was just the forward line that let us down, man. Like the defense literally did everything they could. They put balls on a plate for certain players to go run into, man. They kept winning the ball back, man. The amount of times our defenders and our midfield won the ball back so the attackers could go flourish. And then, man, let us down, you know. That's crazy, though, you deep it, you know. Like, literally, we've done everything we can to get the ball up the pitch, yeah? And then, boom, these man just let us down, bro, and break down in attack. Honestly, man, it's disgraceful, man. It's disgraceful.
Putting balls on the plate like it's I'm a celebrity. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro, man. Like, it's crazy. It's actually mad. Like, it's a joke, bro. Like, we're at home and we got like our shooting abilities. It's garbage, bro.
That is good, yo.
You know?
That's
like,
underrated. That. Hey, chat. Hey, you gotta give that one props, chat. That was good, man.
That was a bar.
That's a bar. That man say putting balls on a plate like it's I'm a celebrity. That's good.
Nah, man. Good. Man can't even shoot outside the box no more. Man can't do nothing, bro.
No, because our attackers stink, man. Our trio was Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund, man. We still be out there now not scoring. This is rap. You know what these men are? Don't put them numbers between the three of them. Like I said before, how many goals they got between the three of them this season in the league?
I think our top goal scorer is Bruno Fernandes.
With how many goals? 10?
With, I think, 9 goals.
Okay, and how many's Garnacho got?
Brother, Garnacho.
And then how many's Højlund got? So between them, they've got... So we're surprised, though, an attack. Let's say they got 15 goals between them in how many appearances? What is it? Where we at? Game week 30. So let's say
actually, Bruno's got 8. 8.
All right, so Bruno has 8. And Garnacho has how many?
4, I think.
Okay, so that's 12. And Højlund has how many?
Højlund has 1, innit? It's not even on the list.
They have so an attack.
Højlund's on 3. Højlund's on 3.
Okay, so I was right, 15. So an attack that has 15 goals in the league, and it's now the 6th of April, and we're shocked that it didn't look good. 15 goals between them. How many appearances they got? How many starts? Bruno got 30 starts. How many starts?
He's got 4. He's not been here since December.
Yeah. What? Got what? 19 starts? How many Højlund? 19, 18 starts, 30 starts. There you go. And that tells you all you need to know, man. What we doing? That man got all 70 appearances between them and got 15 goals. And we shocked that they'd look bad. All right.
This is so bad, you know, guys. Like, what are we watching here, man? This is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. Flawless, stop putting Bruno name in Højlund and Garnacho.
I'm not. I'm just saying that. Did he not play today? What did we create today?
Nothing.
No.
So therefore, if you're the best creator on the pitch and you play the 10, you have to hold smoke.
I think it's like I said, I think his game was based on being kind of like dictating the midfield, kind of controlling the game. If I'm being honest with you, like tidy on the ball, you know, trying to make things happen. But yeah, I get what you're trying to say, man. So
yeah, like that was all well and good. That was the whole team. Defensively, fine.
I even thought Casemiro was
it's just when we got into the final third, what did we do? You have to hold smoke for that.
Yeah.
Because if he set up goals or scored a goal, we'd be waxing lyrical about it. You can't have it both ways. When man don't perform, I don't talk about it. Why?
You know, like I said, bro, I think for me, my issue is not Bruno today. My issue is the attack and how we we set up and how we are defensive first, man. I think for me, like, yo, we are too defensive first. I think Leon, I need to be really going for it as well. Go to Leon and try and attack the game. Don't be defensive, man, because that's only going to be, it sets a negative precedent for me, like being so defensive. I think we've got to go and attack Leon. We've got to go and just go on the front foot, man. We've got like nothing to lose, man. Newcastle next, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing to lose, man. Just go on the front foot and do what you got to do, man. Obviously, Manu might be back on Thursday, but you know you got to do what you got to do, man, and start being a bit more brave in our attack. I know the players aren't all there, but we've got to go and attack, man. Attack.
Assert yourself and be proactive and look.
Yeah, man. Be proactive, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, there's literally no point in doing this defensive formation sometimes and whatnot. Like, be a bit more proactive, man. Because right now it's literally getting us nowhere. It's actually not getting us anywhere. Like, we are not doing anything playing this way. So just go out there and be a bit more control. But then again, when I look at the Premier League, I'm like, it's so dead, bro. Like, the Premier League is so, like, I'm watching every game and it's like quality is just dead.
It's been a poor season.
It's been a poor season, man. I don't know, man. I think everyone needs to end for everyone, man.
I think you look at teams. I think the only sort of reason it's been enjoyable, I think, is teams like Nottingham Forest coming out of nowhere. You can say, oh, well, that's a, you know,
they've been dog awful themselves. Like, you watch the style of football they play, 27% possession. I know once I watch that. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, but I think, you know, you look at what they've done and stuff like that, and I just think, you know, players like, you know, I didn't like him at United, Alanga, and the season he's had and stuff like that. I think, you know, I know what you're saying, but I think, you know, them small success. You look at stuff like that, and Villa as well. I think, you know, even what they're doing in the Champions League as well, it's nice to see in it. But other than that, you're right, mate. The season's been absolutely shocking. What a bad season it's been.
Yeah, it's been
loads of athleticism, no technical ability. Do you know what I mean? Everyone can run, but they can't pass. Like, passing's so poor these days. Do you know what I mean? You see so many misplaced passes in games. It's just simple stuff. Do you know what I mean? And everyone keeps saying, "Oh yeah, but it's the best football we've seen." And it's like, really? Like, the amount of technical ballers we used to have back in the day. Like, even defenders. Like, the standard of football today is just completely fell off a cliff.
Yeah, there's less individualism. There's less kind of like, you know, like less quality in terms of just
dynamism.
Yeah, that's dynamism. Less players who want to, you know, just
showman
quality. Yeah, the quality of the league for me, especially with our Man United players, is like we're relying on players who just haven't got that quality. And you can talk about system all you want, but players have to also show a bit of individual quality. Like today, like there's moments where Guardiola is there and he's hoping that Mamouche could do something. He's hoping that Phil Foden could do something. They can't. They just can't do it. Like Phil Foden, like, let's be honest, man. He was garbage today, man.
Rubbish hooked.
It was garbage.
Can I give you 3 players from back in the day? Back in the day that were even on shit teams were still these. Look at Janino at Middlesbrough, or Di Canio at West Ham, or Matt Letizia at Southampton. Do you know what I mean?
Kevin Phillips at Sunderland.
Do you know what I mean? Like, ballers, like players who could hold the ball, control the ball, manipulate the ball, and I mean, pause. But yeah, they good players. Yeah, top technical ballers, and those players would all be starters in the top 3, top 4 teams today. Do you know what I mean? They'd all be the best players in the league. You know, and those are bottom half players.
2 guy at Blackburn.
Oh, do you know what I mean? Martin Pedersen and all that on a free kicks. Yeah. Like the players. You put someone like an Adel Taarabt in this league, and it all instantly becomes like, oh, what a play! You know what I mean? A world madness.
Yeah, man. We miss out.
Yeah, man said Robbie Savage.
Robbie Savage, you know. I don't think you understood the point. We came to class late, I think.
Yeah, Asensio, I can't lie, man. And you know what, man? Other teams are getting better, man. I keep telling you people, man. These teams around us are getting better, whether you like it or not, man. Like, look at these teams, bro. Like, they got some decent, like, good to decent quality players, man. And it's gonna get tough. That's why for me, next year, this don't get any easier, man. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's gonna be a lot of teams that are gonna be playing 2 games a week. Will that help us? I don't know. Will that be a good thing? I don't know. But like, whether I don't even know. Does one game a week help solve these issues? Me and Nordic
it helps solve that issue because we only have to watch him once a week. So yes, it does. Yes,
yeah,
it
probably
does.
that one. Yeah,
I
yeah,
watch
yeah.
these twice a week, man. This Forest game and this City game. Oh yeah. Runners one game. Actually, that means we go out of the Europa. It's all eyes on the Europa League and the Premier League season. Hopefully, we get past Leon.
Leon, man, I don't know, bro. Listen,
it's gonna be tough, man.
It's gonna be
I
tough,
think
man.
players are bored of playing games these days because it's that the game like every 2-3 days. Players are bored of playing games, so you give them 5-6 days off, then they get excited for the weekend again. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually excited to play a game.
Real talk, man. Like Leon, I don't know, but when they're fifth in their league, you know what I'm saying? I've watched them against Strasbourg. They got done over, but then they beat. I think it was Lille on the weekend. Sure.
Confident going into the side.
I don't know. But the thing is, though, like it's like I'm confident, but then I realize who I'm coming with. Like, you come into a battle, you're like, yo, like, man's not confident with my team, yeah, but like I'm confident with the artillery I've got. Yeah, I'm confident with my weapons. I'm confident in my shield and my defense. But I can't come and say, yo, I've got the mandem to come and help me. You feel me? Like you have to rely on the same guys that played on the weekend. And how much can you keep polishing something that isn't great? Like, what are we waiting for? Whippy-doo, like, Leon are bad, and we get something like I feel like I'm working myself up to something that isn't there, but it's a case of, right, you know what? I'm expecting the worst and hoping for the best. That's what my kind of mindset is for Leon. Expect the worst, hope for the best. If we win, brilliant. You know what I'm saying? But if we lose, then the situation, right? We just aren't good enough. I don't think we're the favorites. I don't think we're gonna go win this Europa League. But I'm hoping I'm proven wrong. And if we do, bloody hell, what a bad season turned into a positive that we can actually say, you know what? We're in the Champions League. Like, it's mad. We're all sat here thinking, damn, we're bad. We're 13th, but we're in the Champions League next year. How bad that sounds when you deep it, like. And people can laugh at it and say, yo, but imagine that, though. We've United fans have had to suffer for the whole season. But we're in the Champions League next year. That is
again, man. We just pulled off the scam. We've been scammers. We have been Ponzi Scheme FC for years.
Yo, bro,
we just trying to pull off another scam. We've been Ponzi Scheme.
It would be sensational. It would be sensational.
Yeah, because the meltdown would be crazy. Just for that alone, as bad as we've been.
The rivals, yeah.
The rival tears. Shout out rival tears. Would be hilarious.
I'll be drinking a lot of these. I tell you that, man.
But we just try to pull off the scam, man. But I think this is just one scam too many. I don't think we got the facilities for it.
That's what someone's gonna say. Yeah, one scam's too many. You know what I mean, bro? Man, I'm moving like, you know what I'm saying, like, bro. It's
I'm kind of. Sorry, it's up there. Say, I'm kind of worried about Champions League though, because you know what it means. Players' contracts. They're going to be more pricey.
They go up. They go up.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's going to be more difficult to get rid of. Like Rashford, Anthony, all of a sudden, these players who were looking like they were getting rid of them in the summer, we might be stuck with them then because nobody's taking on those contracts. So it makes everything a little bit more difficult. So there is that to potentially look at.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a shout. Like them. Yeah. But I'm just like, bro, like we need to do something, bro. Can't be just messing around, innit? Like,
I'd rather be in the Champions League, to be honest with you.
Yeah, them lot.
I'd rather be in the Champions League as well, man. Like, just give me Champions League football, bro.
Yeah. Jimmy, we've seen over years, we've seen Liverpool miss out on it. You say that, but we've seen over the years Arsenal miss out on it and Liverpool miss out on it, and they benefited from being out of the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think there's any benefit. I know, but Chelsea they were 6 last season, man. They had 1 game a week, man. They were dead. Let's be honest, man. Pochettino was bad. I don't see any benefit of playing 1 game a week. I really don't, man.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think people really overrate that.
They overrate that badly, man.
I want them to play 1 game a week. Like, no, like if you're at Manchester United and where we're supposed to be, you're going to be playing 2 games a week. You're going to at times be playing 3 games in 10 days. That means you are in the latter stages of competitions. That means you are fighting for things. That's a positive. If you got one
Yeah.
game a week towards the latter, that means your season's probably fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
If you're playing one game a week, that's not a good thing. Get them accustomed to playing multiple games a week, and the manager too, who is still learning. You want him getting accustomed to playing 2 games in a week, 3 games in 10 days. Oh, there's a lot of games going on. Get used to it. That's what you get paid the big money for.
Man. Come on, bro. So you get paid for, man. What we doing here, man? Play that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't know how many teams are going to be in the Champions League next year. That's down to the format, but like, I need to be in there, bro. I want to be playing against the best, man. I'll be
Not if they don't get it right. I don't want to be in the Champions League as also runs. We're nothing worse. You go there and get embarrassed and finish 31st.
Like Karabag, innit? In the Champions League.
Yeah. Like, don't go there and be like, I'm not saying we want to be one of the favorites, but worst case scenario, dark horse. It's like, all right, they're a team. They're not top 5, top 6 favorites, but they can make a run. That's a worst case scenario. You don't want to be also runs.
Nah.
There's nothing worse than that. We've been in the Champions League. Last time we was there and got embarrassed. Record breaking. It was humiliating. What happened?
Yeah.
You don't want that again.
You know, I don't know, man. I just think for me, it's one of them where it's like, we need what's best for the football club, innit? No, that's the main thing, innit? Like,
Right.
we need to know what's the plan, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, today, like I said, it was a good day out, and that was it, really. You know what I mean? There weren't much to it. You know what I mean? Now it's all like gearing up to that Thursday, man. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what this season is, man. I want it to kind of almost end, but then I'm like, the Europa League's there, innit? It's just, it's in your face, innit? But this season's just been a drab, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Now, big up, 100%, man. Big up to the young kid that was with Bruno, 100%, man. That was a good moment, for the young kid. You know what I mean? And what he's going through and his disability and whatnot. So, yeah, man. Big up to him, man. Who was your man of the match, guys? I'm gonna say it was. I'm gonna go with Lenny Yoro, man. Man of the match. What you man saying? Man of the match.
I'll go with Yoro.
For me, just for the challenge I'm folding, probably Maz, but it has to be a defensive player. I thought that challenge. I thought Foden was gonna score, and he was wrong side. So, and it obviously ricocheted. So I'd say Maz personally.
Well, Casemiro. Casemiro's a shout, man. 12 out of 30. That was Casemiro of old, man. I'll be real with you. That was a Casemiro of old, man. Like, but again, how many more times are you gonna get that, man? It's different sort of game. You go to Lyon, it's a different sort of game. You're not gonna see many of that against Lyon. This one was a different sort of game, so it's difficult, man. You know what I mean? It's one of them. But Lenny Yoro definitely. Mazarawi, excellent as well. Bruno was good as well. I thought Dalot had a good game, man. I really do. I know people don't rate Dalot, but I thought he played well. Yeah, and then the bad ones you already know. You know what I mean? The Garnachos, the Hoylands, the Dorgu. I don't think Dorgu had a great game, if I'm being honest with you. And the Ogate, very, 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 very average performance, man. And yeah, that's it, bro. We move into Lyon, and that is it, man. You know what I'm saying? The worst Manchester derby I've seen in 10 years, bro. You know what I mean? And that was horrible, man. Like, we literally cannot talk about this game ever again. That is it now. It should be out of your mind tomorrow morning, bro. You
made us come and talk for it for 2 hours, bro.
Yeah. I apologize. Yeah, I apologize, man. You know what I mean? But half of it was talking about, you lot moaning about the Glazers and the manager. You know what I mean?
Because we fucking should. Oh, big up to everyone that stayed in for the sitting as well. It wasn't massive, I know, but had to be done because we need rid of these owners because they knocked me sick and I'm fed up of them. Yeah.
We move. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. If you haven't liked the video already, the bottom right hand corner, it just helps the channel massively. 544 likes, 1.3k in the building. So we got about 800 people still here, not hit the like button. So if you know where it is, bottom right hand corner, man. I'll be back tomorrow midday live. You know what I mean? And we'll discuss the weekend's results. Liverpool lost, Chelsea drew, Tottenham won, Arsenal drew. So yeah, man, we'll be discussing all of that. Obviously, Straight Jacket podcast tomorrow. And yeah, that's me, man. Big up to you, Ash, man. Love for coming on, bro.
Nah, as always, Saeed, pleasure, and to the boys as well, Flawless Double A, and yourselves, chat. As you said, make sure to like free content. Saeed's putting out there, outstanding all the time. Do you know what I mean? Non-stop. So show him some love, and yeah, we go again.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Double A. Love as always.
Yeah, man. Good to see you today at Old Trafford and everyone. Yeah, big up to you, man, as well. Always pleasure to be on here on a Sunday. I'm the best chat on YouTube as well. I live right there on all socials. YouTube is FCAA. Same on Twitter and Instagram. Come and have a look if you think you're hard enough, I guess. Pause.
Yeah.
Yo, that is crazy.
You know what?
Yo,
I nearly got through a show without one. How the man?
Yeah, you're that close, man. You're that
Never
close.
mind.
Yeah. A couple of super chats come through. Strasbourg Steve Big Up says, had to break the news, but I expect Olympic Lyon to advance you guys. Would be mad impressive if you got past them. Too much in attack. Yeah, now big up to you, man. Times is earned. Give him at least a window. And yeah, that was it. I think that was the rest was on Raul Jimenez beforehand. And yeah, we're going to redirect to Flawless, man. Flawless, let them know what you got coming up, bro.
Big up, first and foremost, big up for having me on, Saeed, as always. Really enjoyed the show. Shout out to Double A, Ash. Shouts to the chat as well. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV on YouTube. Follow the playback. Q&A coming up, so I'll be there. Steve will probably be there as well. A couple of the rest of the man then will join, just answering questions from the chat. Then I got the United Liverpool podcast coming up with Beijing Reds TV. So it'll be more so talking about their loss to Fulham, which is great. Even though they're going to win the league, it's always good to see Liverpool lose. It's always great to see them lose when Van Dijk gets
Arsenal yesterday, man. Arsenal could have done something yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Arsenal, relying on Arsenal.
Arsenal. You know what Arsenal are like, man.
Yeah.
You know what they're gonna do. But yeah, Q&A, Saeed, that's what's next. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Big up to you, man. And also big up to everyone who joined us. And yeah, big up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? To you lot are keeping us going as well. You know them ones there. And yeah, at least tomorrow morning, no one's gonna be in Manchester. You know what I mean? Giving each other shit about the game because we were both shit. You know them ones there. So that is gonna be a quiet day in Manchester tomorrow, I'll tell you that, man. But yeah, guys, like the video. Go ahead over to Flawless Sarcasm City TV. We'll see you on there, and yeah, have a good rest of your day. We're out. Peace.